and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Welcome to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane on Sports 56, 98.5 and 96.1. It's time to get your day started. Live from the Family Leisure Studios, here are Pete and Sane.
Yeah, and all that.
All right. Okay, so let's do what? Left, right, left. Get on up, get on up, get on up, right, left.
Let's go.
They don't know about that one, though.
No, they don't. No, they don't.
Not at all. Not at all, man.
Oh, man. Well, you know, I'm getting sick of this.
Don't start that.
I'm getting sick of this, man.
When I came in here and I made my declaration, I think it was yesterday, but I said, no, was it yesterday? Or was it before I went to Chicago? We'll lose in the play-in. Like, we'll have the same season we had last year. We can't win close games. And when teams crank it up against us, it's going to be a close game. And then, we lose. By hook or by crook, we're going to lose again.
Man, it was man, this one was tough. This was a tough one.
Yeah,
another one. The Grizzlies can't keep doing this to their fans. They just can't do it. You can't keep doing this to your people.
Peter,
I'm telling you.
Do you think that the majority of our fan base is really as engaged as they could be?
With regard to the Grizzlies?
The Grizzlies.
Or just with
I mean, there's no way you can avoid we win, yay, we lose, Like, there's no way you can avoid that. But
right.
It's not the
Absolutely.
same level of engagement when it's clear that the organization doesn't prioritize winning.
Yeah.
Number one.
I mean, I don't know. I think it's definitely it doesn't hurt as bad.
Yeah,
You're not trying as hard.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, is what you're saying. So you're not. This is not. Well, like I said, we'll get into it.
Yeah,
we'll get it.
We'll get them next year.
We'll get into it. In just a little bit. But welcome in, everybody. My name is Peter Edmiston. He is Anthony Sane.
Hello.
And
hello,
of course,
everyone.
hello, everyone.
Happy 420 to all of you out there.
Smoke 'em if you got 'em, as they say.
Have you had the new Purple Urkel? You seen that?
The left-handed cigarette. Do what now?
Have you seen the Purple Urkel?
The Purple Urkel?
Jaleel White has a brand of marijuana called Purple Urkel. And he brought back Steve Urkel
that's
for the
fantastic.
first time. And he said he'd never play that character again. He brought it back with him and Snoop Dogg. It's a pretty good commercial. Have you seen the Purple Urkel?
I've never seen that. That's fantastic. That's
it's
great.
good stuff.
I want to see that. I did see a rap from Jaleel White back in 1991, right around the heyday of Urkel, in which he was encouraging kids not to have sex. It was a song called "Contents Under Pressure." You just might blow, and it's a great track. If you haven't checked it out, I encourage you to check that out. He said it goes contents under pressure, I just might blow, and then the tagline is I ain't ready to do the wild thing. So I think you should just check that out.
Just not do that ever again.
So I might want to check that out. Zach, maybe we can get that for the.
Are you sure it wasn't Zach in that video?
Zach, if you got any glasses you can put on real fast, just let me just kind of take a look.
Confirm that it wasn't you. Back in the 90s.
I think Zach without the beard with the glasses on, I think he could maybe pass for an Urkelish situation?
No, I could not.
Back when Zach was in high school in the 90s?
I could not. No way.
Not happening.
Won't happen.
Not true. Not happening.
It's false.
That's
It's an urban legend. We got you.
We got you. 1992 was the year. Jaleel White, Contents Under Pressure. You might want to get that track for us, Zach, while we're introing the program. It's a good message for all the kids out there. This is
Boy, just decided which way to go, man.
Urkel, that's right. From the Family Leisure Studios, welcoming everybody. Of course, we got today, yet again, we're going to be talking about a game that the Grizzlies should have won and didn't. A game in which the Grizzlies played really well and then didn't.
No.
Now, they were helped on this one by some inexplicably terrible officiating, without a doubt. This one felt a little bit better to me than the Knicks one, which just felt like you were just completely throwing away the game.
Mm-hmm.
This one felt a little bit better to some degree than the – I don't know. It felt a little bit better than the Mavericks one to me. The Mavericks one felt like a little more of a sudden – kind of punch in the gut thing. This one felt more inevitable.
Mm-hmm.
I think it just kind of felt like it was going to happen.
It was inevitable.
It just felt like, they're going to, you could just see it coming. It doesn't make it necessarily any easier, but it's definitely, I don't know. It was something. We'll talk about it because there's a lot to break down from last night. Spectacular performances. DeAnthony Melton, who was amazing, and then had the one worst play of the game that probably if you could point to one play that cost the Grizzlies the game, it was probably that particular pass from DeAnthony Melton.
Up 3, momentum, and just like that,
just
momentum's
an inexplicable, long cross-court pass that was trying to set up a fast and just missed it by a mile and threw it right to the Nuggets and gave them a chance to tie the game. John Morant, another spectacular performance from him. Xavier Tillman, I thought played his rear end off.
Oh, for sure.
That's as well as he could play. He was in now, that being said, Nikola Jokic, racked without Jonas Valanciunas out there, racked up 47, 15, and 8. So, I mean, let's not go crazy, but I thought he played really
League
well.
MVP. Nikola.
Yeah, I mean, considering exactly. I mean, considering the situation, I thought he was unreal. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about the game itself. We'll talk about what else is going on out there. Looking forward to talking to our friend Steven Johnson, who's going to join us.
Yes, sir.
At 9:00. Steven Johnson's, just his beat is changing and evolving.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to switch the beat up, man.
About that, because with Danielle Lerner moving to Houston, he's taking over on the basketball side and doing a bunch of stuff. So kind of like over at the CA, we got our friend
Danielle Lerner went to Houston.
Yes.
I'll leave that alone.
Why? Why would you leave that alone?
Because I don't really know if she has a hive. I'm sure she does.
Why would you? But I mean, why would you say anything other than congratulations?
Oh yeah, congratulations for sure.
I wish you well. Okay.
Well, I'll just say that I didn't think she would be here long. I figured she was going to hop, skip, and jump out of Memphis.
Yeah, and she did.
Shout
She
out.
opted in, did her thing, and opted out.
Hope you got some Central Barbecue nachos before you left.
She did. That was her first meal, as a matter of fact.
I mean,
Maybe her
before
last.
her last meal. Hope she was able to get another dose.
I hope so too.
Danielle Lerner moved to Houston. When did that happen?
Hey, you're acting very weird about this, man. I don't.
What,
I,
man? I didn't
know.
know. I didn't know that happened.
I know. But you're like, I'm gonna be quiet. Like you're gonna say something like negative. Like,
No,
what-
because
what-
anything like when people have a hive, anything you say, people's gonna flip it, and
Yeah, I mean, all you gotta do is just say, "Hey, congratulations. That's awesome. It's great."
I didn't
news.
know,
I'm
man.
happy-
Like,
I'm happy
yeah,
for
for
her.
sure. I'm happy. I never met her in
happy-
person. I think, I did meet her in
happy
person.
for her.
I saw her. I didn't speak to her, but I saw her in person. She
I
was
never met her in
frantically
person.
typing on the keyboard.
No, I texted her, when we were talking about coming on the show and stuff, and she seemed very nice, and that's about it.
Yeah, she's been on the show.
Never got a chance to really know her, so. But I hope she does well.
I just always got. I just
still
knew she
following her
wouldn't be
career.
here.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan. I'm still gonna. Well, you were right. She's young. She's upwardly mobile, of course.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Memphis is not a destination market for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Memphis is a move on up market for a lot of people. So a lot of the local news folks, the younger folks, they come in and say, "Hey, man, look at me," and then boom, they're up to wherever the bigger market.
It just hurts, man. It just hurts that you make friends and then they're gone. Pour out some liquor for them.
What if you didn't make friends though?
How miserable life would be if you never working in media with no media friends.
Is it better to have liked and lost than never to have liked at all? You know what I mean? That's you have to put your heart out there, man. Even if sometimes it means that folks are going to leave. But you know what I always say? There's an invisible string, Anthony's saying, that connects hearts, friendship, and the invisible string never goes away. Even when somebody goes to a different town, or even if somebody dies and goes up to heaven, the invisible string is still there to connect you. You're still connected by friendship and love.
You know, one of my favorite friends in media who's not here anymore, people never would have thought that me and him were cool. My boy Suda. My guy, man. I
don't know why people wouldn't have thought. I wouldn't have thought. Man. Suda's great. Yeah, I would have thought you and Suda were cool because Suda strikes me as your kind of a guy.
Yeah, we got some similar tendencies about ourselves.
If you'd said maybe like let me think, like Jim Jaggers or something like that. No knock on Jim Jaggers. It feels like I feel like you and Jim Jaggers probably wouldn't necessarily be.
Who am I cool
like
with?
You wouldn't hate each other, but I don't feel like you'd be like
we wouldn't be like
super tight.
I used to talk to Gaston way before I started working here, though. Me and Gaston.
Of course, Gaston's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Gaston's a nice guy.
Gaston was one of the first dudes.
Plus, he'll knock your block off if you don't treat him.
Yep, Gaston was one of the first guys to reach out to me, for real. Yep.
Yeah, we got friends in different parts of the media. That's what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. I just hate to see people leave, man.
Well, I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you, but she's gone.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Oh, it's just
she had to go to Houston. She's gone.
But she covering? Who is she covering?
She's covering the Astros, and she's doing some. She's like on their beat. They have multiple.
Danielle, I love you, but I'll never read anything that you write again. If that's what you.
And then she's doing some other stuff. I think she's catching some other beat stuff.
She's gone.
So in any event, Danielle's gone.
Steven Johnson coming up.
But Steven Johnson, as a result, is continuing to move on up and getting even more to do, and he's going to be busy. So he's Tiger football last year. I'm sure he'll be on the basketball front and all kinds of good stuff. And we'll talk to him about what's going on with the Tigers later on in the program today. Also, Sane. I haven't checked in with you in a little bit on what's going on the
Major League Baseball. Facebook?
No, I definitely haven't done that, and I don't plan to. But
you want Tiger basketball or Grizzlies?
Either or both.
Okay.
I mean, very important that we get both because we haven't checked in a little bit, and I just want to make sure that people are.
I ain't checked in a little bit. It's very toxic right now on both ends, man.
Yes.
It's almost the playoffs. Yeah, it's recruiting time. The loss and stuff is.
That's the best time to check in. What are you talking about?
It's just super. It's just kind of out of control at this point, man. Because like I talked about last week or whatever day that was. It was that yesterday. I don't know. Like the undertones and stuff just kind of make me unplug, man. The energy that comes off, the underlying issues, I talked about how things hit different when certain people say them, and Tiger basketball isn't really the place to be right now. And not to be at the same time.
Interesting.
But
okay. All right. Well,
so I ain't really been peeping in there like Tom.
Okay. Well, again, then don't worry about it. Then I usually assume that you've already peeped in.
I can. For a segment today, I can definitely.
Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself in all of that.
What you think, Zach?
We're also going to talk about Steph Curry continuing to be insane right now, and I mean, man, it's nuts. That's all I can say. It's nuts. We're going to talk about that coming up a little bit. As always, if you want to join us, you can. 70236 is the number on the First Bank text line, 70236. If you want to get in touch with us, you can. 70236 on the First Bank text line. 360-8255 on the First Bank phone line. 360-8255. We are about a week and a half away from the NFL draft, 9 days to be specific. We're going to look at some of the latest mock drafts, too. We'll do that coming up probably in hour number 2. We'll discuss the quarterback situation because there's certainly some intrigue that's out there right now. So we'll discuss that. We'll also talk about Alex Smith retiring as well, a former Washington football team great amongst others. We'll do that. If you want to join us, you can. You can chat with us as well on the video streams. We're out there on all of your favorite video platforms. You can chat with us if you'd like here in the Family Leisure Studios. We'd love for you to do that. Or check out Family Leisure in person, 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. Chat with them about a brand new swim spa, a brand new hot tub, a brand new pool for your outside to just enjoy the weather. Today, it's a little bit on the chillier side this morning as you wake up, for sure. Very chilly tonight, but in terms of the weather today, it'll be in the 60s again, kind of like it was yesterday. It'll warm up a little bit over the course of the week, but tonight I do think that you're going to see some significant chill. So we may have a frost situation, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. We may have a frost situation coming in.
This is funny.
I'm not gonna lie to you. We might have it. So cover those plants. That could happen. So just FYI, right there. Zach Boyd, good morning. What's funny?
No,
frost situation.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, it is funny. I know. It's crazy.
Huh?
Tonight's low is going to be in the mid 30s. You know, it could dip down. We could see a little frost deal. So just that's what I mean. If you got some sensitive plants out there, cover them up.
Time to double up on them blankets, man.
That's right. Keep an eye on your animals and whatnot as well. It's all right. You got that Jaleel White track while we're just.
Oh, I actually do. Here you go.
Because let's just hear from Jaleel White real fast. Some great advice for the kids out there.
Curtains under pressure, I just might blow. I'm not ready for the wild thing. Staring in the mirror, and what do I see? Drops and drops of sweat pouring down on me. The pressure. What? Think I'm kind of screwed because I passed up on the school doorknob. Something about rejection, it really turns her on. And Judy is like Hawkins, but she won't leave me alone. My buddy said,
I know.
We gonna bust it out, dude. Cause making it with Judy gives you clout. But Jay's not a jerk, even though she is a teaser. I'm not about to treat a female like a skeezer. If I step to her and do her, they will all stop the teasing. But principles be more than straight up skeezing.
So,
pressure, I just might blow.
Contents under pressure, I just might blow. Now, can you imagine if young Anthony Sane heard that song as in middle school? That would have been middle school Sane, 7th, 8th grade. Would have heard that song. Would that have affected your?
I believe Urkel is subliminally telling me to go have sex. Did he do this as Urkel or as Jaleel White? It sounds like
this is Jaleel White. This is Jaleel White.
So he probably was trying to be cool or something.
Yeah, he's trying to be cool.
Man, sit down. What's the name of it?
It's Contents Under Pressure. I sent you the link in our little.
Yeah, I can look at it to my computer though. The text. But yeah.
You just check that out.
Yeah, don't ever do that again, Jaleel White.
Yeah.
Hey man, he's trying to help you out. That's all I can tell you out there. When we come back, we'll talk about some more Contents Under Pressure. That's the Grizzlies. And when they get under pressure, it does not.
This is
it does not work out well.
This is hard because he's like half Urkel, half Stephon.
Yeah, he's kind of
cool
like
with
walking the line. He's not Stephon Urkel.
Well,
cool.
Well, I mean, he
was still a kid. He was still young when he made it.
Yeah, but he wears glasses though.
But I'm saying,
yeah, but he wears them in a particularly he doesn't wear them fashionably at this point. He wore them kind of. Yeah, there's a way to wear glasses fashionably. As somebody like me who would know that. There's definitely a way to wear glasses fashionably, and there's a way to wear glasses nerdily, and he's on the nerdily side of
yeah.
glasses.
Whoever co-signed this shouldn't have said, yeah, let's put this out.
I do think it probably contributed to more kids having sex than less.
You're right. Somebody in the comments said, no lie, all I heard the entire time was Sonic rapping. Sonic the Hedgehog.
It does sound like Oh, all right. When we come back, we're going to talk about what happened last night. We've delayed it long enough, but we're going to have to get into it.
We've been talking about a lot of dribble just to avoid talking about it. But yeah, let's talk about it.
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good from last night, but there's definitely some bad. We'll have to get into all of it when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ. Listen to us daily on AM 560, 98.5 FM, and 96.1 FM.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest and every new latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better. They've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
Need to sell your home? You're in luck because I buy houses. All you have to do is call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that PIN, 901-406-1101, or just save it in your phone. Bill at I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses buys houses in any area, in any condition, at any time, as simple as that. I Buy Houses is guaranteed to close in 5 days. So if you need your cash fast, just call Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Has your house been on the market? Were you just tired of renters? Or is it just time to start over? Well, avoid repairing, cleaning, painting, and prepping your house. Just pick up the phone and call Bill at 901-406-1101. That's Bill at I Buy Houses. If you're in Southwind, South Memphis, North Mississippi, North Memphis, Collierville, if you can hear this, just call my friend Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
For over 8 decades, America's farmers have counted on the Little Red Tractor from Case IH, the Farmall, to help them make short work of their demanding chores. Well, Mid-South Ag can show you they aren't just for farms anymore. With horsepower ranging from 30 to 105, plus an army of attachments, they can tackle every chore on your to-do list, from hauling and mowing to loading and towing and then some. Stop by Mid-South Ag Equipment or call 662-890-3141 to find a Case IH Farmall that's right for you. Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
We got a lot of accidents on the roadways this morning. Right now on I-40 East at Covington Pike, all lanes are open now. They were partially blocked early this morning due to an accident. All lanes are open. The left shoulder is still blocked on I-40 East at Covington Pike. Also, still working a crash on Mendenhall Road at Shelby Drive. Also, car struck a pole on Poplar Avenue at Hollywood Street. Overturned vehicle on Airways Boulevard southbound at Winchester Road. That's near the airport area. And also working a crash on Holmes Road east of Airways, and also the I-55 northbound and southbound lanes are down to 1 lane. And that's your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
She came from somewhere back in her long ago.
Come on.
The sound of the food don't see trying hard to recreate what can yet to be created. Once in her life, she musters a smile.
Our audio delay is punishment. Free us,
Am I ahead or behind?
You behind.
Only to realize. Was I closer there?
You can't time it like that, bro. You just gotta.
She had a voice in her eyes. Am I closer there?
No, you
I'm
ahead
just
of
guessing.
You ahead
I'm
of
just
it.
guessing. I'm just guessing now. I don't
getting close.
Oh,
You was like
it's
half
very
a beat
deceptive.
Off, so.
COVID
I'm trying to
just
sing
kills-
it. I'm trying to sing it. It's like 2 beats ahead in my head, so I got to sing it. But it's real. I don't know how anybody could ever do that. That's real. That's a real. mental
COVID has messed up
gymnastics.
so many good radio, karaoke moments. For you.
I mean, I know this is as we've always said, this is the finest singing show in.
Oh yeah, who
in this area?
Who
No one
be
can
close?
no one can even touch
Nobody.
us.
Who
On a karaoke situation?
No,
it
we'd tear it up.
it'd be over. It would be.
We need to have
embarrassing.
a celebrity karaoke night and just invite all our loyal supporters.
Oh
Just
my
see who
God!
else
We,
shows up.
again, it would be embarrassing for the other shows.
Oh, yeah.
They would never and should never.
No,
do
we
it
just
because
do
it
one
would be-
featuring us, just us only.
No, I agree, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, we'd have maybe we'd have to earn it. We'd have like a little
A tournament,
like
or something.
America's
Godzilla
Got
versus
Talent,
Kong.
Memphis has got talent kind of thing. Like, and it just we would destroy.
We destroy these dudes, man.
I'd hit him with my thong song and it'd be all over. It'd be done. Forget about it. Forget about it.
Just
It's
give
over.
me the Michael McDonald, the Billy Joes. Oh, I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah, you the Billy Joel.
Oh.
Spectacular.
Murder
No
these
question
dudes,
about
but they don't want to see me out here in these karaoke streets.
No. Last night, Grizzlies double overtime against the Denver Nuggets, and the Nuggets end up winning it 139-137 in a game that should not have gone to overtime, in a game that should not have been lost by the Memphis Grizzlies. But, that's the same thing you could say for the Knicks game. It's the same thing you could say for the Mavs game. The Grizzlies could very easily be 32-24 right now. I mean, but for about probably 8 minutes total of basketball over those 3 games, the Grizzlies would be 32-24, and would be in only 3.5 games behind the Nuggets in the standings. I mean, they would be chasing.
We could have been a
So,
contender.
I mean, every single loss this month is basically they've lost 4 games this month, and they've all been brutal. So on the one hand, you say, hey, they're playing extremely well right now. On the other hand, you're saying, man, young team learning how to finish is brutal. Is brutal to watch. They couldn't at the end of this game saying, I mean, look again. Top line headlines are terrific. Ja Morant was spectacular. 36 points, 8 rebounds, 12 assists, 3 steals, 13 of 24 from the field, 2 of 5 from 3. Had the 3-point shot working, got to the foul line, did everything. Now, again, as we pointed out, these happen to coincide with losses more often than not, the way that this is just kind of one of those things. But he played extremely well. DeAnthony Melton returned to action and was unreal. I mean, just out microwave, had 19 points in the first half, had 5 threes just right out of the gate, finished 6 of 10 from 3, 25 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 4 steals for DeAnthony Melton. Grayson Allen continued his hot scoring performance, 8 of 20 from the field, so not the best shooting night, 3 of 10 from 3, but 24 points and 3 steals speaks for itself. Xavier Tillman had to step in and play big minutes in the absence of Jonas Valanciunas, and did so with aplomb. 18 points, 14 rebounds for X, played 2 of 3 from 3, and played as good a defense as you could expect, given the
Especially
situation.
with no other backup center out there.
No other backup center. He had to go and do it himself, and didn't foul out against Jokic, which, he played 41 minutes without fouling out and played really, really well. So, that's your top line stuff. Like, that's all, Justice Winslow was back. Brandon Clark was back. But at the end of the day, man, they had this thing, they were up 12 with 3:40 left to play.
That's not true. For real?
I think that's what it was. I have to go back and look, but I think that's right.
Man, how we lose this game?
There was 3:52 left, and they were up 114-102.
Yeah.
So they were up 12 with 3:54 left to play.
You want positive saying, or you want toxic negative?
I mean, let's have a little bit of both. I don't know why we have to choose. Why can't we get both?
Why not both?
Why not both?
Yeah. Both of them.
Bofa. Bofa.
It's somebody's name is Botham or something like that. It's somebody's name I keep hearing.
Well, there was Francois Botha, but there's also the Bofa, which is a whole separate.
It's something going on right now. I don't know if it's sports wise or like
Are you
real
familiar
life.
with Bofa?
No. What is it?
Bofa D's.
I usually know it's the Didi. Didi says she want to talk to you. Didi. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. So
I say DT for dial tone. If I'm about to hang up here. I'm going to let you holler at DT right quick. DT. I hit him with
I got my now wife. I got my now wife with an up dog. And when we first started dating, I walked.
And you survived it?
I know. I can't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, man, your house, said your apartment smells like up dog. She's like, what's up dog? I was like, what's up with you? Anyway. All right. So Grizzlies Nuggets last night.
Oh, man. Watching Andy Melton made me mad last night. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like we wasted a great DeAnthony Melton season this year.
Mm-hmm.
Even though he had that bonehead play that pretty much, turned the game in overtime. First, was that the second overtime? First overtime. First overtime. Yeah.
First overtime.
I think we wasted a DeAnthony.
That should
Melton
count
season.
for like 5 turnovers though.
Oh,
that one play, he's only listed with 2 turnovers. That should count for like 5 turnovers.
That was an NBA Jam. He's on fire turnover. Like
I mean,
games. You remember that game? NBA Streets. That was like a game changer.
NBA Street, yeah.
Game breaker type. Yeah, whatever.
Game breaker, exactly. Yeah,
man. I feel like we wasted the DeAnthony Melton season, screwing around with his minutes. Dude played crazy basketball whenever he played, and we kind of wasted the season. Seems like to me. And God bless Grayson Allen. I put a tweet out the other day saying how I personally was proud for him having such a big game and how he's found his way in the NBA and with the Grizzlies. But I believe if you gave Melton the same opportunity, I don't think it would have been a different story. I think you would have seen possibly better outcome if Melton was your starting shooting guard the whole season, or even Bane possibly. I mean, NBA is all about opportunity, man, and what you do with your opportunity. And I just kind of feel like we've wasted a great year of DeAnthony Melton. I can recall a game where DeAnthony Melton didn't play just because.
Mm-hmm. He got a DNP CD.
Like just because, no reason.
That's just the silliest thing.
And that whole thing, like those type of moves, have kind of desensitized me about caring as much as I would love to care about this team. But like when I feel like,
although there was some speculation that perhaps that DNP CD was related to a suspension because of maybe some
COVID related stuff.
Handle some COVID protocols as well as he should have.
Loose with it out here in these streets.
That may have been a possibility, but that would at least be some explanation. But that has not been officially.
He still averages how many minutes a game? I guarantee you don't average 20 a game.
He might now actually. Yeah, he's just over 20 because he played 41 last night.
Oh yeah,
that might have just bumped him. He's 20.5.
Yeah,
but it was 41 is by far and away his biggest minutes total this year.
Is that really like 41 out of 48? I mean, and that was in a double overtime.
41 not out of 48.
Yeah, out of 48. Yeah, it's a double overtime.
Out of 58. Yeah,
doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, and what we're going to talk about, there's a few factors in that we're going to talk about. But Joe's dialed up on the First Bag phone line. So wants to talk a little bit about the Grizzlies and about what happened last night. So let's. What are you doing?
Buttoning up my top button, making sure I'm good. We got company in the house, man. I'm black, man. That's what we do. We don't just let people just walk up in our house like this. You got to make sure the house cleaned up. I got to tell you a story about my dad, too. Go
ahead. Joe, good morning. How are you?
Hey, guys. Did a little research for win probabilities. You said it was 114, 102. This is per ESPN. Remember, they factor in the fact that the Nuggets are the favorite going in. Right. 114, 102, 98.8%. When it was 125, 120 first OT, 90.6%. And even when it was 132, 129 second OT, I think it's 81.7%. So, it's just like Dallas and New York. It's a game you should win. But I just had a question for you guys in terms of, having a lead of 12, young team in the NBA is a lot different than having one, in college. Or as far as just the strategy, like when Tiger is on the back nine at Augusta, he gets to the 12th hole, he still makes an aggressive swing, but a conservative target. A good football play call on a 3rd and 2 might be a play action to a screen or a short little slant. Conservative in terms of, what you're trying to get out of it, but still an aggressive play call. So in basketball, a lot of times the point guard will just stand up and dribble and take the air out of the ball, and it kind of, that kind of permeates the whole team to where you kind of get lax. What would be the equivalent? Like going to, hey guys, we're in our 2-minute offense. I want you to make a hard cut and be as aggressive as you can, making conservative catches, but we're not shooting the rock until there's, 5 or 6 on the shot clock, unless it's wide open and it's, within 5 feet of the hoop. What would you guys say would be something you could do in basketball to be conservative but still maintain kind of an aggressive mentality? I just wanted to hear y'all's thoughts.
I don't think you can do both. I mean, I think you have to – the biggest thing that you have to do is maintain your normal offensive flow. I mean, the one thing I would say that you probably would do is instead of focusing on fast break opportunities, you would be a lot more concerned about rebounding the ball, so you wouldn't leak out as quickly. You would focus in on making sure that you defensive rebound instead of trying to sneak out for fast break opportunities. That would be one thing you could do to kind of change the flow a little bit and kind of slow it down. You can always walk it up the court and kind of do that, but once you get into the half court sets, you have to run your stuff. And the Grizzlies,
right?
Last night again, they kind of just held the ball. A lot of Ja Morant. Especially in the last 2 minutes, a lot of Ja Morant kind of just wait until 5 seconds left on the shot clock and then going to do stuff. And the Nuggets, were able to get the ball successfully out of his hands in the wrong time, in the wrong situation. I'm a big believer. I don't know that you can quantify it, but once you get out of your normal flow, it's hard to get back in. Once you take your foot off the accelerator, you can't just cram it back down. It doesn't work. And they did it way too early in the game. I sympathize with them to a degree, but if you're up 12 with 4 minutes to play, you have to keep playing. I mean, if you're up 12 with a minute and a half to play, then I think, okay, all right, there's only 4 possessions left in the game for your, then you can kind of start doing it like that. But they did that way too early.
Right. It seems like the only teams that have ever been good at vacillating between the two styles of sports have been the Patriots and the Spurs. I feel like I've always, at least with Pop and Belichick, you've seen the ability with Belichick when they run the football, they effectively run the clock out. And with Pop and them slowing it down, it just seems like it's almost counterintuitive. Like the Falcons and the Patriots. The Falcons got there by playing their stuff, but then you need to slow it down, and they didn't know how. And then when they tried, it was, you're right, the switch was already off, and they couldn't.
Well, and what you said in those teams, exactly what you said about those teams, they are coached by, 2 of the best to ever do it, and they are laden with veterans and people that understand, at a super high level. The Grizzlies are, the second youngest team in the NBA, coached by the second youngest coach in the NBA, who, that they're not ready for that yet. They don't have, we've talked about it before, unfortunately, because it's been such a hot topic with the Grizzlies lately. Winning is a skill. It's not an accident. Finishing games. You saw how Jokic, took it to a different level. You saw how the Nuggets took it to a different level. They're a veteran team, and they've been there before. And the Grizzlies They just don't.
Right.
They're not there yet.
Something you said about Jokic is there were stretches during the game where him being a vet and knowing how to close games, he would put himself in positions where he could get a shot off where there was about an equal chance of him making the shot as there was of you fouling him, and that's something he perfected. Our guys don't know how to close games. Ja Morant doesn't. Ja doesn't understand. If I've got the ball up 2, if I'm going to make an aggressive move to the basket, I probably would be better to do something going towards the basket and not a 2-handed tomahawk dunk over Will Barton. You know what I mean? Like he hasn't mastered that concept of maybe I should do something that where I'm making an aggressive move towards the basket where the ball is facing the rim and not cocked behind my head trying to jump over somebody's head. Like that, he doesn't really understand that those home run plays like that aren't what you need when you're trying to win a close game. I mean, but that comes with time, and it comes with just having more veteran players on the team.
Great points. Thanks, Anthony.
Oh, yeah,
Thanks, Peter. Take it easy,
Appreciate
guys.
you, brother.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Good stuff from Joe. Yeah, man. It's about learning. That's all that stuff that we talk about, like in the past, like these kind of nebulous concepts of basketball IQ and winning players and all these sorts of things that people just kind of say, and sometimes you don't really see what it really means. But in those situations last night, you see what that stuff really means.
Yeah.
You see what winning players do. What the basketball IQ decisions, like the D'Anthony Melton thing. That's the one issue with D'Anthony Melton that has been plagued him his entire career, and he's kind of put a stop to it this year because he's really been more of a shooting guard as opposed to a ball handler. But when they were trying him as mostly a combo guard,
it wouldn't work.
His turnovers were not only were there were a lot of them, but they were all just crazy turns. Sometimes he would just make these insane decisions with the ball. And that was it. Like, he just kind of panicked. He was like, I got excited. I got the ball. Let me just fling it down here.
Right.
And was, 5 feet short on a pass. It wasn't even close. Threw it right to the other team,
right.
Who then promptly go right down and say, thank you very much. We appreciate the help, and hit a three and tie the game. Like, that's a back-breaking, like, not every turnover is the same.
That turnover literally
That's
killed
a back-breaking turnover. And
because you get a rebound or a steal or something like that, and you're up 3, you could have came down and scored. Instead, you throw it back to them. They come down, hit a 3, tie ball game.
I mean, even in that situation,
home sound effects are going crazy. And
yeah.
In that situation, even if all you do is just go down and just kind of like not do anything.
Yeah.
Like if you get the ball and you're like, all right, you know what? Because when he got the ball, it was.
You're watching it.
What? No, it was. I'm just looking at the play-by-play. So it was 20 seconds left. Is that right? I think that's right.
Yeah.
So at that stage in overtime, if all you do is just dribble down and just force them to do something, just force them to just do anything, foul you, literally any outcome is better. Even if you were to dribble the ball out of bounds just make it a dead ball turnover as opposed to a live ball turnover. I mean, there's almost any outcome would have been massively better for your win chances than that. That's like the one thing you just cannot do.
Yeah.
You just threw the ball right to like Will Barton, just like, here you go, buddy. Like it's crazy. So I don't know.
Do you just a quick question to follow up on that? Do you think Ja and or Kyle needs to, in those type of situations, do they need to run up to whoever has the ball and like demand give them?
But there's no time. I mean, like he got the ball and he just flung it. Like he just was like he just kind of, it was like one motion. Like that's what I mean. That's a basketball IQ thing. That's an instinct thing. It's just just react. Like you got to be able to react the right way, not the wrong way.
And here's something I'll talk about as well. The Grizzlies have a ton of guys that are high basketball IQ guys. If you were to ask me who has the worst BBIQ in the team, I'd probably say Dillon. But he's not like a mental midget out there. He's not like horrible. No. You know what I mean? But with that being said, there's a difference between 1 through 47 minute BBIQ and like closing the game, winning time basketball IQ. It's a whole different level of IQ. There are a lot of guys
faster, harder.
Right. There are a lot of guys who might not be the smartest guys throughout the game. When it comes down to winning time, they turn into another player. You know what I mean? And that's the gear that our guys haven't got yet because they haven't had that experience. They haven't. It's good to be smart in concept until you actually have to go out there and apply it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like when you go through training on your job and you go through 2-3 weeks of training and then they throw you out there to actually do what you have to do your job. It's different. It's different to have conceptual awareness and then actually have to go out there and do it. And they're still learning. They're still and it's tough. And a lot of our roster makeup kind of makes it hard for us to close games as well, because we don't have a guy who, if you look at winning teams out throughout the history of the NBA, you've got to have a 6'5", 6'6" scorer, guy who can, create off the dribble, draw fouls, draw contact. And Ja's just not that guy. Like, he can make plays at the end of games, but it's like Ja the closer is still, to be determined. It's still a work in progress. So
we'll see. I mean, I think he's shown signs, but again, he's young. The youth is there. We'll come back. We'll talk to Vincent's dialed up. Vince, if you hang with us, we'll get you on the other side. And if you want to join us as well, you can 360-8255 on the First Bank phone lines as we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio. We are Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you are treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
It's happening again at Family Leisure. Don't miss out again this summer because pools are going fast. Spas in stock now, too, and they're ready for delivery. New 2021 patio furniture, state-of-the-art in stock now, and up to 20% off select sets. Swing into spring with a brand new play gym, professional installation available. The temperature's rising, and so is the service at Family Leisure. Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road, where family and fun come together.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle.
You never really stop riding in your mind. Unless you're thinking of something else.
Like other thoughts.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Hey, we understand. With everything that's happening, with all the new regulations, maybe you're not ready to come and hang out at Sweetgrass to catch a ball game. We want you to, we really do. And we're open for you to do just that. But we're also offering the next best thing, the new Sweetgrass Tailgate Party Packs. With our wings, house-made dips, sliders, or other Sweetgrass tasty treats, all you have to do is call us or go to sweetgrassmemphis.com to order just what you're dreaming of when you're dreaming of watching sports and enjoying some sweet, sweet Sweetgrass.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
I feel so unsure.
Soft Rock Tuesday.
As I take your hand.
Oof. It was a Careless Whisper last night.
Such a good song.
They lost. 139-137.
Reminds me of my trip to Chicago.
Are they ever going to dance again? Do it now?
Reminds me of my trip to Chicago.
Why is that? Guilty Feet ain't got no rhythm?
George Michael. I didn't tell you about my trip.
No,
you didn't see the group chat that everybody's clowning me about.
Oh, I didn't see it.
I'll tell you out there.
You have to tell me off the air because I can't. I can't wait to hear about this. But well, let's as promised, I want to make sure we get to Vincent, who has dialed up, wants to talk a little bit about the Grizzlies from last night. Good morning, Vincent. How are you?
Hey guys, how you doing?
Good.
What's happening, Vincent?
Well, I really was hurt by the loss last night because I kind of went to bed a little early. I was kind of tired, and the Grizzlies was up like 10 to 12. I fell out to sleep, woke back up, looked at my phone. We had lost. Oh my goodness! But the thing I want to say, I'm encouraged by the fact that I think the injuries that we've had cumulatively this year has worked toward developing some sort of a bench. I personally think the Grizzlies may have one of the best benches in the entire NBA. If I can ask you another question, Jaren Jackson, if he does come back, how long will he have before the playoffs start to kind of work himself back into shape? Because I know you can't expect him to come back being a formidable force, the first week or two. But does he have at least a month or so before the playoffs starts? Or do they start in May, or when do they start?
No, they'll have a month. Yeah, they'll have a month.
Well, I'm just saying, if he get him back, I mean, we was missing Valanciunas last night, and he's been a double-double machine. I think that moving forward, we're going to be a team to be reckoned with. I'm not saying that we're the Clippers or anything like that, but, I mean, the fact that we went on the road and beat Milwaukee, we played another playoff team close. We should have lost to the New York Knicks a week ago. I think if they can, like you said, work on those last-minute plays, to the point where you make a high basketball IQ play versus trying to do something spectacular, that's really all what we got to cut out. I mean, we just got to cut out those things. Just like you and Anthony, Peter, you and Anthony sit up telling us that Josh should know better to do this. Taylor Jenkins should tell Josh, hey, Josh, when you get down to this point of the game, don't do the miraculous stuff. Do the winning basketball plays. And I think with the bench,
I mean, Melton's got to know. I mean, at this point, you're a pro. You got to know. I mean, you got to know what you're doing, and it's but it's easier said than done. I mean, it's one of those things you can practice it as much as you want. You can go through all the scenarios and all that.
Tell me a layup counts just as much as a dunk. You know what I mean? So you go in there.
Well, all you got to do is just not throw the ball to the other team, and you'll be in good shape.
Melton had a good game last night. He came in with 25 points after being out 7 or 8 games. That was impressive. So I think the bench is really going to be our strength moving forward in the playoffs. I really do, and so I'm encouraged from that perspective. I do agree with you all about the basketball IQ. But hey, man, did you think we would be here this year? I don't think nobody thought we would be here. So I think we're ahead of the game as far as the progress is concerned. So that's encouraging.
Right. For sure. Because the fact that you could say, man, if we had
Thanks, Vincent. Appreciate the phone call.
The fact that you could say if we had won this 4 or 5 games right here, whatever, we'd have been top half of the West. I mean, like, that's definitely encouraging, man, because who would have saw that happening with this team?
Yeah, I mean, the big picture remains what it is. Like, the big picture for the Grizzlies remains strong. You're talking about a team that's still – they're technically in 8th place in the Western Conference. With those wins, they'd be tied for 6th with Portland. Right now, so that's the frustrating thing. You'd be only 2 games back of the Lakers at this point, and you're still doing it without Jaren Jackson Jr. You didn't have Jonas Valanciunas. Now the Nuggets, to be fair, Jamal Murray being out definitely changes their situation quite a bit. They were missing some players too, in particular him. So you got to take that into effect. But the Grizzlies are still 2 games over 500. They've still started this very, very tough road trip, 2-1. Could have been 3-0 at this point going into the Clippers. I mean, it's going to be a tough game. You hope that the Jaren Jackson Jr. returns. That was kind of the date that he sort of penciled in. It looks like
he mouthed on TV.
He mouthed in that he's also he posted the picture on his Instagram of the Han Solo frozen in carbonite, and that told everybody that he's been frozen for a while, but it's about time for him to emerge. So all the signs are pointing to a return to action.
Gotta talk about your boy Tyus Stones. My prophecy is being fulfilled in front of my eyes.
Yeah. Tyus Stones is
expendable.
His Stones are currently tied to the bench right now.
Next year, you're gonna see that we should have consolidated our roster at the trade deadline because we're gonna have guys we're gonna have to let watch.
Yeah.
Because you can't sign all these dudes. You got a deep bench, but it's time to pay some of these dudes soon. So.
That's true. You're exactly right about that.
We should have did it at the deadline. We cut it back at tenders.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that when we come back as well. Hour number 1 in the books. Hour number 2 on the way. Real Sports Star, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Get to destinations unknown in your new ride from Gossett Mitsubishi 1870 Covington Pike. Get 43 MPG Highway in 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage. We Gossett at $12,997 or $133 a month, and it's not a lease. You own it. Dream big and drive further in your all-new 2022 Eclipse Cross, $23,373 or $284 a month, and exceed all expectations in your 2022 Outlander, $31,919 or $409 a month. Plus, we build it with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months at 2.79%. Mirage MH002,807. MSRP 16,865. Eclipse NZ03094. MSRP 26,325. Outlander NZ05802. MSRP 34,935. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2021. Dealer stock only.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor.
Half man, half motorcycle.
You never really stop riding in your mind. Unless you're thinking of something else.
Like other thoughts.
Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle, for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
First Bank is here to help you, whether you're a business looking for a loan to expand or refinance an existing one, a homeowner looking for a mortgage or home equity line, a consumer wanting to finance your dream car, or wanting a competitive rate on your CD deposits. Let First Bank try to handle your banking needs. Stop into one of First Bank's 3 local branches today, 6482 Poplar Avenue just east of International Paper, 8398 Highway 64 across from Wolf Chase, and 6280 Highway 64 in Oakland. Or check them out online at firstbankonline.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
They've raised the bar again at Homer Skelton Hyundai and Genesis of Olive Branch. I like to say this is the new standard, the way car business should be done. And to prove it, out of 355 dealers in America that sell Genesis cars, the one in Olive Branch, Genesis of Olive Branch, was top 50 in the country, top 10 in the region, and number 2 in the district. And guess what? They want to be number 1. That means there are opportunities out there for you. It's the safest, and every new, latest bit of technology that makes the experience of driving a car better, they've got it at Genesis of Olive Branch. If we start with the G70, the highest performing car I've ever owned, all the way to the G80 or the G90, the biggest of the sedans, you'll love everything about the car. If you would like to try the new SUV, the GV80, you call Vinny Gerard at 662-890-6684. He will bring it out to you.
Hi, this is Rob Brown. Join us every Saturday morning on Sports 56 WHBQ from 8 to 10 a.m. and 96.1 FM and the new FM 98.5. We'll be covering the Memphis Tigers, the SEC, college football, college basketball, college baseball. We'll look into recruiting. We'll have guests from around the country with the latest news, the most knowledgeable people out there, the coaches, the players, the people who play the games. Don't forget to join us on the sidelines. Sports 56, 96.1, and the new FM 98.5.
Looking for a high-efficiency planting solution? The Case IH 2150 Early Riser Planter combines the industry's most accurate planter technologies with a rugged row unit for a fast and uniform emergence. The Case IH 2150 Early Riser operates at your speed and adapts to unique field conditions so that you can maximize your yield potential. Stop in or call Mid-South Ag Equipment at 662-890-3141 to learn more. That's Mid-South Ag, your Case IH Equipment headquarters.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 Traffic.
We got a couple of more accidents on the roadways this morning. We're working delays on I-55 north between Holmes Road and Shelby Drive due to a vehicle that is caught on fire. The right lane and the right shoulder is blocked on I-55. So there's I-55 between Holmes Road and Shelby Drive. Also, crash on Knight Arnold Road at Perkins Road. And then all lanes are open on I-40 East at Covington Pike. The left shoulder is still blocked there. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
I can't fight this feeling any longer, and yet I'm still afraid to let it flow. What started out as friendship has grown stronger. I only wish I had the strength
That's right.
to let it show.
Can't fight this feeling anymore, man.
I believe Jaleel White said that best.
That's exactly right.
What if
Exactly
you saw
right.
this? What if you saw?
I mean, I hope he does. I hope somewhere. I hope he does. I think he's got a real good voice.
Did you see the joint with him and Snoop though? The commercial. The purple.
No, I forgot to look. I gotta look.
Next
at this,
break,
this,
you gotta
this,
check it
this
out.
break. I gotta look at it. Welcome back. It is our number 2 of the program, live from the Family Leisure Studios. My name is Peter Edmiston, alongside Anthony Sane. Zach Boyd is producing the program today, bringing you all the hits on Soft Rock Tuesday. You know it, you love it, the people love it. You can't get enough of it. It's spectacular. It's fantastic, and unfortunately, it's only a distraction from the real trauma of last night, as the Grizzlies fall again in a close game. We'll talk about that here in just a moment, including the role that some of the other players played. Besides, we can talk a little bit about John Morant's performance. We'll talk about the individual performances here momentarily. I had a little hiccup there.
It's all good.
Swallowed wrong and kind of had to catch that. We'll also talk about the rest of the league from last night as well. Including another spectacular Steph Curry performance from last night. We'll discuss that too, and some NFL draft talk in this hour. If you want to join us, you can. 70236 on the First Bank text line, 70236, and of course 360-8255 on the First Bank phone line. So please feel free to join us there. Before we talk Grizzlies last night, a reminder, man. Steph Curry is out of his mind. Did you watch him just drop more insanity on the Sixers? The supposed best team in the NBA. Now again, the Sixers still without Ben Simmons among others, so they're not at full strength. But Steph played 37 minutes, and his brother Seth played 35 minutes. They started against each other, and Steph absolutely cooked him, as you would expect, in dominant fashion. 49 points for Steph Curry, 14 of 28 from the field, 10 of 17 from three.
Man, he dropped 10. Man, the fact that he took 17 might be wilder than the fact that he made 10. That's a lot of threes, man.
It's a lot of threes to take, and it's a lot of threes to make. He's had 21 games in which he's hit 10 or more threes in a game. He's had 6 this year.
And that used to be the record, right?
The next highest team was 5.
Yeah.
This year he's got more. He's got more of those games individually than any other team combined. Like, this dude's shooting is on a different level. It's different. It's just, you can talk about this guy or that guy's the next Steph Curry. No, there's no next Steph Curry.
No.
He just walks down late in the game and just casually off the dribble pulls from about 30 and just buckets. Like, what are you supposed to do? You can't. He's got incredible dribbling ability, so you can't get up there and guard him tight. He can draw fouls. He's best shooter of all time. I don't know. It's hard to dispute it. He's the best shooter of all time, man.
Yeah, without a doubt. And he is literally willing that team into playoff contention.
Yeah.
And I prophesied this last week. Our season will end at the hands of Steph Curry. I've already prepared myself for it. I saw it in a vision.
I mean, if the Grizzlies end up playing,
it's over. We're losing.
Yeah,
this team beat us without Steph Curry. I don't know, man. I hate to just be like, screw this season, but that's kind of where I'm at, man. Like, we're just not there. We're not. Like, if we get a good lead on somebody, we have a style of play that can run you out of the gym. Like, that can happen. But when it comes down to, like, winning moments and teams who know how to win, we're gonna have a lot of heartbreak, and our season feels like it's gonna end at the hands of Steph Curry. Just looking at how things are lining up.
I mean, can you just imagine if it lines up that way? I mean, would you expect anything else? Would you expect the Grizzlies to win that game?
It just feels like the way the season's going to end. Like, I mean, you're looking at what Steph's doing. He's being a monster. We're playing good, but we're probably still going to be in that 7-8 playing game more than likely. And if we fall to 9, you know it's curtains. He's going to.
If it takes if it takes a Steph Curry explosion for the Grizzlies to drop out of the play-in, I can live with that.
I can live with any of it.
I can live with it. Like, it's like,
because I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
right,
we're year 2 of rebuild.
Yeah, you got to live with whatever. Then nothing is going to be like. I mean, they've already more. I mean, really and truly, even if they lost every game from here on out, they've pretty well exceeded expectations. I mean, it's been. Now, I'm not recommending they do that, but you pretty much exceeded expectations at this stage, and in dealing with all the injuries and everything else and all that stuff that's going on. You look around the league and there's lots of injuries and just a weird year. They've already been in that position, but it is interesting to think about consolidating the roster. And we talked about that going into the break. Tyus Jones only 8 minutes in a double overtime game. All of his minutes pretty much taken up by DeAnthony Melton. Desmond Bane didn't play a whole lot either, really it was Kyle Anderson at the 4, Xavier Tillman at the 5, and then a 3-guard lineup of Morant, Grayson Allen, and DeAnthony Melton played the vast majority of the game without Dylan Brooks' availability and without Jonas Valanciunas last night. That was problematic. So
saw some
Melton
point guard
played,
Winslow.
Yeah, saw in Justice Winslow, which is what he should be. That's when he played his best minutes in Miami, was as a on-ball point guard. I got to tell you, he's again, it's somewhat reminiscent of Kyle Anderson, where if he doesn't have the ball in his hands, he's going to have to develop into a better shooter in order to be more effective.
For sure.
And Anderson worked extremely hard. Shout out to Drew Hill. I thought he had a nice piece.
Yeah,
really good piece
really
on Kyle Anderson. And talking about his development and his growth and working hard to kind of modify his style and all that. He had to. He said, I read all y'all's articles about how I couldn't fit in. I'm sure I wrote plenty of those. And, I'm still not convinced that he's a perfect fit. But he has done a great job of making himself a much better fit. I'm afraid Justice Winslow is going to have to. He's going to have to do
find
that
a way
too.
to fit in. Yep. He's got to find a way to get healthy and in shape. That's what he needs to focus on this offseason. Just staying healthy, getting in the gym, getting up shots, and just spending this will be his first offseason healthy, and who knows how many years. So yeah. But my thing with Kyle is I'm really interested to see how they use Kyle once Jaren gets back. Because you remember last year, Kyle was on the oak. You know what I mean? Like he went from but before Jay Crowder got traded, Kyle Anderson was just kind of cheerleading. Like literally, he had a lot of DNP coach decisions. So I just wonder how they'll use him. Because Kyle's one of those guys who he's not your starting power forward because he's better long or short term than Brandon Clark may be, but he just fits better with that particular starting lineup. So if Jaren comes back and he's your starter, is Kyle your backup? You know what I mean? Is he your backup forward? Like, what do you don't take? Are you killing Brandon's minutes because of Kyle? Like, you just kind of wonder what do you know what I mean? Because if Jaren was here the whole time, Kyle would have never been your starter power forward, and your backup power forward would have been Brandon Clark, the way it's been for the way it was all last year. So you just kind of wonder what do you do with Kyle now? That's why I was screaming from the rooftops beginning of the season. They need to put Kyle on the ball more so that you can show that Tyus Jones really is, expendable, so to speak, and it would have been a natural thing. This is all based on knowing that Jaren's going to be back one day, and what do you do with Kyle? So here we are. We're about to see tomorrow.
Well, you're gonna have to figure that out. You have to figure out what to do with Tyus Jones, who, again, is the thing is that on a team where you have a whole when you have there's a couple things here. One is that the offense that this team runs does not necessitate a strict point guard. They don't run a lot, other than with Ja Morant. They don't run a lot of what you would call 1-4, 1-5 traditional pick and roll stuff. They can, But a lot of times it's they'll use the 2 or the 3 in those sequences, and they'll run the 4 and the 5. And you see Dylan Brooks now increasingly as a facilitator in pick and roll with Jonas Valanciunas. Kyle Anderson can handle the ball. Grayson Allen with the ball. This is an offense that's really open for a lot of guys to be able to handle the ball, and pretty much everyone out there can handle the ball to some extent. Even Desmond Bane, he had 6 assists in the game prior to this one. So he's out there doing that sort of thing. In that kind of an offense, what's the role of Tyus Jones, who's not a shooter, doesn't make a lot of shots, is not a particularly big guy, doesn't really defend. I mean, he's not a bad defender, but he's not an elite defender. His role is to be like a true backup point guard, like a metronome style, like I'm going to come out here and we're going to set the tempo and blah, blah, blah. What's that role now? And you saw last night in a game where the Grizzlies were missing, Dylan Brooks. You'd think that you'd need more help in the backcourt. It's a double overtime game. Tyus Jones plays 8 minutes,
right.
and it basically from the second half on is out of the picture.
And I said this a million times when we drafted Ja, signing a Tyus Jones made sense. Because like you got a guy who's a small school guy. You don't know how he's going to adjust to the NBA. You need a vet, steady hand point guard for games just in case. We didn't know Ja was going to be Chris Dunn. You know what I mean? So we needed a guy there who could be a steady in hand while you were trying to get a rookie point guard together. But once we realized Ja was Ja, and especially this year, you don't need those training wheels anymore. So Tyus Jones is kind of – I've been saying this literally all season long. Like, we don't particularly need Tyus Jones. Because if you start naming great point guards in the NBA, name their backups. I can't. I can't tell you one backup point guard for a high-level point guard in the NBA. I can't name one. I have no clue who backs up Damian Lillard. No clue who backs up Steph Curry.
Luka Doncic, like Jalen Brunson backs up Luka Doncic.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but we're talking about Jalen Brunson.
Yeah.
And I mean, Luka definitely has the ball in his hand. He's definitely playing the point guard. But, I mean, you're talking about a 6'8" monster in Luka. And, you don't need a Tyus Jones when Ja Morant is your backup point.
No.
It's just starting point guard. That's all I'm trying to say. Just like the whole –
Well, on top of that, I don't think Tyus Jones is playing very well.
Yeah, he's been terrible.
He's not been very good. So, on top of not needing him, again, he's a 32% 3-point shooter. Again, it's just it's a real question as to what's going on there, and his minutes have kind of diminished over the years where he's playing, over this year where he kind of
when you're shorthanded
and
Tyus Jones plays 8 minutes, that shows you the value of Tyus Jones.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he started off playing he had some games where he played 20, 25, 30 minutes, in the mid to high 20s for most of February and March. And at the end of last month and throughout this month now, all of his minutes have been in the teens, and then have just been kind of trending downwards to the point now where he can play an 8-minute double overtime game, and it's not that unusual. He is a guy that I just don't think, in the scheme of things, I think he's a luxury item. You can have a better use of that spot. Now again, he's signed for one more season after this one. He's on a reasonable contract. It's not. It's not a bad situation or anything. It's not like he's on some kind of bloated $25 million a year contract or something crazy. So you can deal with having him out there. But it is interesting to kind of think about how, what you want to do with him and what the role of a pure point guard is in this offense. They don't really. It's not really that necessary. You've got basically, especially if you start Jaren, you throw in, let's say, Ja, whether it's Dylan,
Jaren,
Justice,
me,
Jaren, Jonas, all those guys, apart from Jonas, the other four can handle the ball. And if you throw in Melton, if you throw in Kyle Anderson, they can handle the ball as well. What's the point of Tyus Jones?
Exactly.
What does he bring you? He's not big. He doesn't shoot.
The floater game.
The floater game is nice.
He don't turn the ball
over. He can run
over.
pick and roll. He can run. He doesn't turn the ball over. Although he's turned the ball over more this year than he did in
and that Ja Tyus
past.
backcourt
But just a little bit more.
playing them together. No, man, get out of my face. with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Please.
That's a little baby, little kid backcourt there.
Baby on baby.
Yeah, it's too small. Too small.
Baby, too little.
Too little. I mean, so and the same thing with Melton, except Melton plays bigger than he is. Melton's a little bit bigger anyway, but he has long arms, so he plays bigger. Tyus Jones doesn't have long arms. Tyus Jones is just little, period. Which is fine, but there are teams where, and their offenses where he would be a really good fit. But right now, the team has kind of drifted away from needing him, and you saw it last night as an example of that. And on the flip side now, Xavier Tillman showed me something last night.
For sure.
The 3-point shot is coming along. He's 2 for 3 from 3. The fact that he's 18 and 14 and played 41 minutes, only had 4 fouls against Jokic. Basically, the Grizzlies went to a time where they would just strictly double team Jokic as soon as he touched the ball. But a lot of times that they put Tillman on him, 1-on-1, and he. Now, the numbers indicate that obviously Jokic had a big night.
50 piece on you,
but
ain't no big deal.
But I mean, look, man, Tillman did the best he could do, and I thought, considering the circumstances, I thought he played really well.
Yeah, he did for sure. And can you think of a team? I was just sitting up here, like, kind of daydreaming about this, like, for young bigs. I'm not gonna count JV and Young because I think JV's like 27, something like that.
Yes.
All right, young bigs, like 24 and under. Shoot, Tillman might be 30. I don't know if I can feel. Okay, youngish bigs. Can you think of a team that has better depth at that power forward center position than Memphis? Because our front court depth could be a problem in a minute. Because you got Jaren, BC, who are good. Tillman is solid.
Mm-hmm.
Killian Tilly has showed some promise.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. Like, we've seen guys like Killian Tilly who are like rotation players for other teams.
Yeah, they've certainly got a lot of depth. The one thing the Grizzlies have is depth. I mean, they've got depth.
Yep.
Everyone can.
I just wish we had bigger wings. Like, our guards are fine, but man, we just look smallish. Like last.
But everybody needs bigger wings. I mean, there's not. I mean,
there's a wing shortage out here, man.
There is.
Richmond, man. It's a wing shortage.
You need a wing guru. Who's got big wings is Central Barbecue. Central Barbecue's got big wings.
Sure.
I mean, those wings are big. They do the full
where
wing.
are you getting these from?
They do the full wing. It's beautiful. I mean, they don't do just flats or drummies.
Oh yeah.
The quote unquote party wings. That's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's cool.
But they do the drumming,
wing, yeah.
the flat, and the point. So the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And there's some of you folks out there. Now, I'm not particularly into this, but a lot of you folks, I've seen you go after those points and that little gristle and that kind of stuff on the end of that point. Mm-hmm. And that's a delicacy to some folks.
You mean the wing tip?
Yeah, the wing tip. Yeah, I call it the point, but you can call it the tip, whatever you want. I can't either, but there are some people who do, and I've seen them. I've seen somebody take a Central Barbecue wing that's big. These jokers are big, and I've seen it where it ends up with the bone from the drummy, the big bone, then the two little bones from the flat,
right,
and then that's it. And I'm like, what happened to the other? Like, where did and they ate like the point, like they basically ate it. Like I can't do that.
Support people,
but. Hey, it's there. It's that option for you. If you like it, it does have good flavor. I will say that. And the wing itself, oh my God.
Give me that wet.
Wet. You like them wet? Hey, they got you covered. But I will say this. I'm normally with you. Normally I just get them wet, straight up hot, normal, Buffalo style. But I did try last time. I did go with that pure dry. And that the seasoned style, it was so good. It was it may have converted.
What time did it open, man?
It may have converted. 10:30, I think, or 11, right there. So
that might be a winner for lunch today.
Yeah, you might just have to pop over right as soon as you're done with the show because get the dry season, man.
Tell me about the location.
It's so juicy. It's smoky and juicy.
Tell me about the
location. And then you got that little dry seasoning. I will. I'm
okay.
going to tell you, but I'm telling you about this wing, though, right
All right,
now.
go ahead, man. Break it down.
Now, you go the jerk seasoning, too, if you want. That's okay. That's a lot of people swear by that. But I'm just saying straight up, just traditional, with that Central Barbecue dry seasoning. Whew, man. Because they smoke them just right. It's got that beautiful that delicious kind of it's special. Special. That's all I can tell you. It's special. The locations. Now, the one nearest to you, Anthony Sane, is the one in East Memphis, right there on Poplar. You go down Ridgeway from where you are, go all the way down Ridgeway to Poplar. You hang a right, and you're right there. It'll take you about 10 minutes from where you.
It's probably the biggest sit-down location too, right? Yeah. No.
I think it's good.
Summer. It's more of an open floor.
I think they're similar. I think they're similar. Yeah, it's more of an open floor place. I bet you they have similar. I don't know the capacity. But I bet they're similar. You got the one on Summer, of course. That was once a Red Lobster back in the long time ago, and now is a Central Barbecue upgrade. Then you're talking about the original, of course, on Central, and they've got they've had music on the patio going out here lately, so that it's a perfect patio day for you. The weather's beautiful, and then you got the one downtown that's right behind the National Civil Rights Museum, right there on East Butler. So check out all those locations, whichever one happens to be near you. I guarantee you're within 10, 15 minutes of one of those, and it's well worth whatever drive you have to make. Go check it out. You want big wings? The Grizzlies need big wings? Well, Central Barbecue's got them. You're going to love them at Central Barbecue.
So just to
go ahead.
Piggyback on what Sane threw out there as far as the Grizzlies having quality front court.
I get what you're saying, by the way. I get what you're saying. You piggyback. Are we talking Central Barbecue?
Come on. Yeah.
Don't
even
I see what you're
saying.
Don't
even eat meat and he's dropping them segues. There you go, man.
That's that big brain energy, no? You know how vibes are. I could think. I'm sitting there scrolling through the teams. There's only one team that is like interesting as far as like young bigs standpoint with like a pretty good front court. It's probably Orlando Magic, because they got Mo Bamba. He hasn't been.
Mo Bamba's terrible, Zach. What are you talking about?
But I'm just saying.
Mo Bamba is truly awful.
Mo Bamba it would be the Killian Tilly in this equation, and Killian Tilly's probably better than him.
I'm saying from the standpoint of they drafted him high. They had high value of him, but then they didn't. Obviously. He's not getting on the court because he's not good, and also they had a logjam at that position before all the trades happened. And then with Wendell Carter, he's hurt. Jonathan Isaac hurt, and then Chuma Okeke from Auburn. He just this is his first full season playing. I think from an interesting big perspective, under 25, because all those guys are 20. 22 and 23 years old. I think it's interesting, but I'm still taking the Grizzlies front court players.
Who did you say?
Mo Bamba, Wendell Carter, Jonathan Isaac, Chuma Okeke.
No, we better.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like that's
not even close.
It's not even close.
Isaac's hurt. Isaac's got a significant injury that's going to potentially hurt his career. Bamba has been awful, and he had COVID. He struggled to recover from COVID. He was bad before that, and he struggled to get back from that. Okeke looks great, and Wendell Carter I like, but that's two. So no.
Right. I was taking Sane's criteria of young front court big.
I'm trying to think, man. I don't think nobody can.
But you adulterated the criteria. Yeah. That was not. No.
Part of the criteria they have to be good.
Right. That's the part. The reason I brought up Orlando because it's
you could have did it without Mo Bamba probably.
Probably
you should have said him last. It probably would have hit a little different.
You certainly should have.
I was going down alphabetical.
I really can't think of nobody for real though. Like I literally can't think of nobody who's got those kind of problems.
No, I mean you have to start getting into speculative stuff like Oklahoma City where you're talking about like Pokusevski, Baisley, Moses Brown. Yeah. Guys like that where in maybe like but even then you get to like the Tony Bradleys and Isaiah Roby's of the world where it's like there's a bit of a drop off there talent wise. But Pokusevski and Moses Brown, they're pretty good. They're very young as well. Yeah, I think so. When we come back, I want to get to the rest of the league. Also, I want to get to if there's any shenanigans on Facebook that Anthony Sane has been taking a look at. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Just dip your toes in the water. Plus NFL draft news as well, as we are just 9 days away from the draft. We'll talk about all of that when we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Spend your lunch with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy on Sports 56 Middays.
Lunchy munchy.
Weekdays from 10 till 1 on Sports 56, 98.5, and 96.1.
I want to do some bragging rights. Hey, I was just the other day overhearing a conversation with Big Mike, the manager of DeSoto Auto Sales. They've got people buying cars all over the country. North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Alabama, Arkansas, Texas. People from all over the country buy cars at DeSoto Auto Sales in Olive Branch, Mississippi. Why? DeSoto Auto Sales has the most stringent car inspection in America. They get it right the first time. Quality and low mileage, factory warranty on most vehicles. My favorite part is the people who work there. Big Mike, all the employees are professional, friendly, and go that extra mile. Expect as you walk in the door, you're treated like family. DeSoto Auto Sales understands your time matters. We can help you find your dream car and get all the paperwork finished in less than an hour. Come see us at DeSoto Auto Sales and be part of our family. Have a great buying experience every time. 662-890-7184.
Getaway Sports Bar, the best kept secret in town, open noon to 1:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Garvin, the owner, created this SEC NFL Dream Bar over 20 years ago. You'll never miss a minute of action. 10 TVs, 5 70-inch TVs for all the big games. Rack them up on 6 pool tables. Coldest beer in town, grab you a pool stick and get you some good bar grub. 100% Angus burgers, big and moist chicken tenders. Daily happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. with long neck domestics, 225 Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester.
Progressive Motorcycle presents Road Wisdom from the Motor. Half man, half motorcycle. You never really stop riding in your mind. Never. Unless you're thinking of something else. Like other thoughts. Progressive Motorcycle also presents Roadside Assistance. Progressive Motorcycle for those who were born to ride. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
The Jeep Celebration and Ram Truck Month is still going strong at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike. Check out 2021 Jeep Renegade Sport, $22,490 or $287 a month. Command the road in your 2021 Dodge Charger XST. We Gossett at $29,499 or $394 a month. And if you're ready for some adventure, 2021 Fiat 500 X-Pop all-wheel drive, $21,990 or $279 a month. And they're not leases, you own them. We got it all at Gossett Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Fiat on the Pike, so drive past the rest and come to the best. 1901 Covington Pike, or shop online, GossettMotorCars.net.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motorcars.
Almost financed through Chrysler, all 3,500 cash down, 75 months at 4.11 APR. Renegade MPM 44,788, MSRP 26,240. Charger MH5 12,542, MSRP 32,860. 500X MP 88,7786, MSRP 26,830. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695 excludes tax, title, and license. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/21 with approved credit. Dealer stock only.
Listen Sundays at 11 a.m. to join Idlewild Presbyterian Church for worship. Idlewild is a PCUSA church located in Midtown Memphis.
Sports 56 traffic.
We have more accidents on the roadways. First, we're going to start off in DeSoto County at Star Landing Road between Sigma Drive and Blythe Road. That area has been closed off between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. today. So just keep in mind in that area. Also, crash on Germantown Parkway at Timber Creek Drive. Crash on Neely Road at Levi Road. We have a car that is working to crash on I-40 westbound at the 4240 flyover. The right lane and the right shoulder is blocked. And also, we're still dealing with delays on I-55 between Holmes Road and Shelby Drive due to a vehicle catching on fire. The right lane and the right shoulder is blocked. And that is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Reaching out, touch a stranger. Electric eyes are everywhere.
Come on.
See that girl.
Come on.
She knows I'm watching.
She knows I'm watching. Wait a minute.
She likes the way I stare. And they say, why?
Wait a minute. What was Michael Jackson doing where a lady knew he was staring? She said, her.
I mean,
come on, Mike. What are we
if
talking
she knew,
about?
if she knew, what's the problem?
Sounds kind of weird.
If she's into it, what's the problem? That's what you're going to pick up on for weird for Michael Jackson? Okay. Yeah,
I
I got breaking news for you about Mike. I don't know. Listen, don't look too deep. Don't dig too deep. If that alarms you, then just leave it there. I got some more information that you might not like.
Heard your mama was in Frisco.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Michael Jackson, the voyeur.
Again, that would be on the,
Just add it to the pile,
top
man.
half of good thing. That would be like, oh, that's good. That's okay.
Now, you want to hear
that's-
weird? Go back and listen to some old R. Kelly songs. Like that's what it really, like okay.
Well, I don't want to.
We should have saw this coming.
No, we're not going. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. All right, so let me talk a little pigskin here real fast.
Mm-hmm.
Little pigskin here. First of all, on the college side, interesting decision from quarterback Joe Milton, formerly of the University of Michigan, who entered the transfer portal in February and has emerged in Knoxville. He was at Tennessee. Now, you may say to yourself, well, that's interesting. Joe Milton was a former he was a four-star guy. He was from Orlando, so right there around Josh Heupel's town. But he ended up going to Michigan, where there was a lot of hype that maybe he would be a game-changing type dude and all that stuff. He's already in the University of Tennessee school directory as a student, and he's expected to formally commit later this month. He played 6 games last year for Michigan, and Michigan was not very good in any games last year. It was a very poor season for Michigan in general. Just didn't really connect. Now the thing with Tennessee though, Tennessee's already gotten Hendon Hooker from Virginia Tech as the presumable starting quarterback. They've also still got the youngsters Harrison Bailey, who was a freshman last year. A lot of people have had some hopes for Brian Maurer, who's kind of the old workhorse that's been around for. It's a very, very crowded room at this point. So I don't know if that means that Hendon Hooker is kind of out, like that he was brought in with the idea that maybe he was going to be there for Jeremy Pruitt, and maybe he doesn't fit as well. I mean, Heupel, Heupel likes to air it out. Milton's certainly got a big arm. Maybe that's part of the equation. Maybe it's bad news for Hooker. Maybe Milton is going to come in as Milton's got 3 years left. He's got the pandemic. He's a graduate transfer somehow, which I don't even understand. The numbers on this are crazy. So
maybe he's smart. Peter, you talk about that. He might be a very intelligent man.
Listen, there's one thing about being intelligent. Hey, man, that's cool. His numbers would be like Doogie Howser level. I mean, that's a different mix. So I don't know. But in any event, it's very interesting to see how that plays out. So keep an eye on that over the next little bit. As it's not been the easiest transfer for Josh Heupel. A lot of people have some open questions about that particular hire for Tennessee. We shall see. Over on the NFL side, Alex Smith has retired, the longtime NFL quarterback who had that gruesome injury, nearly killed him probably. He came back with the Washington football team, but he is retiring. He's quite a story. As he goes from a number 1 pick overall to injury to disappointment to inspiring story. He's kind of done a whole lot, and a very interesting career. Not a Hall of Fame or anything like that, but a very interesting career and inspirational in his return.
Known for the short pass and not getting the ball downfield, but he was able to get his career downfield. Salute.
That's beautiful.
Tell us more Washington football team stories concerning Alex Smith.
I mean, he was there, and everyone loves the guy, and they want to be a coach, and so maybe he'll be a coach. Patrick Mahomes said with the injury he had to lead his team to the playoffs, it shows you the player he is. I'm just grateful for the time I had with him. He really helped me be the quarterback I am today. So, there you go.
Cap.
I mean, he's no cap.
These dudes just give so many props to dudes.
He worked with him as a rookie. What are you talking about?
No,
why does that make any? Why would that be? Cap?
No, I'm not a Patrick Mahomes guy. Plus, he lost me money this year. So.
Still not over it?
No.
But that has nothing to do with him like helping him to be a quarterback. That's just.
I don't trust you, Patrick Mahomes. I don't believe you. We need more people.
Jordan Reed is also retiring, the former Florida Gator, who was picked by the Washington football team. He had concussion issues and some significant concussion issues, but he was a really, really good receiving tight end for a while. Came back last year with the 49ers and was able to play reasonably well, which kind of looked unlikely. So, I think he's making the right decision by retiring. He's clearly those concussion issues don't get better. But one of those tight ends that we're seeing more and more of now in the NFL, where it's the big dude that can catch and that can do all that. That's the guy. That's the guy now.
Yeah.
So we'll see. In terms of the draft coming up, it is.
Is it this Saturday?
It's interesting.
It starts Thursday. Next Thursday.
No, it's next.
It's
Thursday.
this weekend.
A week from. No, it's not. It's a week from Thursday.
For real?
Yeah.
What's today's date?
The
20th?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad. Yeah, my bad. Yeah, I'm through.
Are you okay?
That's false. That's not true.
False.
You okay? Did you have a problem there? Very interesting. Trey Lance had his second pro day yesterday. The kid from North Dakota State, who's kind of the most intriguing dude. Only played one game last year because of COVID situation. Didn't play particularly well in that one game, but has a tremendous amount of talent. Intriguing guy to figure out where it is that he ends up when all this is said and done. And when you look at kind of the mocks right now, and you start to do quarterback situation, that like Jacksonville, it's such a guarantee that they're taking Trevor Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the Jacksonville fans actually gave Trevor Lawrence a wedding gift? He got married over the weekend, and they sent him like a whole bunch of wedding gifts. In the process, and to the tune of it was like $11,000 worth of wedding gifts and stuff that they sent him as
nice.
Just as fans, and he was very appreciative, and he gave $20,000 to a Jacksonville charity as a result of all of that. So that was nice. I thought that was
nice.
I thought that was nice. I thought that was
Has he
lovely.
bought a house in Jacksonville?
I mean, he should. There's 100% chance of him being taken there. So there's not. It's just. It's a matter of that whole thing happening right there. All right, so he's going to be one. Zach Wilson seems like, in all likelihood, is going to be number 2. There doesn't seem to be a lot of doubt about that. Then 3 is where it gets interesting. So Lawrence and Wilson, pretty much like that's 1, 2. Kind of where that's going to go.
The draft starts at number 3, Peter.
The draft starts at number 3, and the smoke screen seems to have always been that the 49ers would take Mac Jones.
Who?
That they moved up. Mac Jones.
Who?
Mac Jones. So at 3, that was sort of the smoke screen, but I don't know, man. I think it's a smoke screen. I don't think it's
going to be Fields.
legit. I don't think when push comes to shove, you actually can take Mac Jones as your like that.
You ain't traded up to go get Mac Jones. If you did, something's wrong.
Yeah, that's just not. I don't. You got to take Justin Fields. I hope that's the case.
It's gonna be Fields. My guy's Justin Fields, man. It's gonna be my guy's Justin Fields, bro.
Now, the interesting thing that I saw from Mel Kiper, speaking of Mac Jones, is that the Patriots.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't help
it. Patriots move up. He speculates the Patriots are going to move into the top 10 to go get Mac Jones.
Okay.
Now, Mac Jones does strike me as kind of a Patriot sort
guy.
of like, yeah. I mean, that does strike me as that sort of a dude. So that doesn't throw me off if that were the case. And then you have Trey Lance going to the Broncos right now at 9 from a lot of folks. But there's certainly a lot of other possibilities, and I think trades are almost inevitable because of the amount of quarterbacks that are available and that you're going to have to jump up to get. The question I have for you both is the thought is now that you have 5 really, really high level quarterbacks right there at the absolute top, and you've got other possibilities too. Do all 5 of those guys that we talked about, obviously Lawrence and Zach Wilson, but then Mac Jones, Justin Fields, and Trey Lance, do they all go top 10?
Do they all go?
All 5.
Mac Jones is the ones I'm worried about the most, but I still will say yes. They all go top 10.
My fandom is telling me yes.
But my body, body is telling me yes. I ain't trying to misdraft nobody. But there's something I must confess. I don't see nothing wrong.
Trading up to draft a QB.
It's 5.
I mean, I think it's always if you have a quarterback that is a first round talent, like look at Daniel Jones from a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody had Daniel Jones going 6th.
No, not at all.
But the Giants, it just takes one team.
You're right.
And your quarterbacks being what they are, man, if you get the right one, it's transformative for your franchise. I mean, Justin Herbert, again, a lot of people didn't believe in Justin Herbert.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of them. But he's transformed the Chargers, man. He comes in and has been spectacular. If you get the right dude, it's worth basically whatever it takes. The 49ers showed you again. They paid a king's ransom to move up to 3 to get the 3rd best quarterback in the draft. But that tells you how they think this draft is and what they really think is going on.
I think looking at this draft, well, pretty much look at any other draft in the past. I think we give a lot of teams a whole lot of credit for drafting. Thinking to ourselves that they like all teams are going to draft well, because they're not. Like we've seen it. We've seen it time and time again. Where, like you said, where everybody thought, Daniel Jones is not a top 10, not going in the top 10, but he he went to number 6. Like, I'm not saying I'm not saying that Mac Jones is a top 10 quarterback or he deserves to be in the top 10. But like you said, it only takes one team to say I want Mac Jones as my franchise quarterback. That can rearrange.
He's not terrible.
I
mean,
he's not bad.
Oh, he's phenomenal.
Yeah,
he's a phenomenal college quarterback. The problem with Mac Jones,
wonders this game going to transition though.
Right.
Well, I mean, like it's just he's going to be good, but it's like how good will he be?
And so much of his success was based on throwing to demigod.
Yeah, he had nothing but NFL guys around him. He had an NFL offensive line, NFL receivers, NFL backfield, all that stuff. So his accuracy was spectacular, but again, was that just generated from that connection? You don't know. You have to kind of theorize on that a little bit. I wouldn't think so, but again, that's just kind of where we are right about now. When we come back, we'll talk a bit about the rest of the NFL news and also get into a little bit more from the NBA last night and a busy night around the league. We'll continue here live and local. Remember, Steven Johnson coming your way at 9 o'clock. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
I'm Gary York. I'm the service director at Lexus of Memphis. Our service department wants to be more than just a place where you get your oil changed. We do glass repair, windshield replacement, recalibration of your camera and sonar systems, even wheel repair, tire replacement, all the things you would expect from a luxury automotive dealer. Please check out our website. You can schedule your appointment, check out our specials, hours of operation, or if you'd like to do it in person, please reach out to one of our associates at 901-271-5199.
Your roommate's vacuuming for the 5th time today. But you have the $5 Chalupa Cravings box from Taco Bell, so his vacuuming might as well be the soft hum of purring kittens. And your loud neighbors turn into a telenovela with the beefy 5-layer burrito and chips and nacho cheese sauce plus a medium drink.
Jorge, ven y bésame, mi amor.
With the $5 Chalupa Cravings box from Taco Bell, nothing can ruin your bliss. It's value beyond belief. At limited participating locations for a limited time only. Contact store for prices and items which vary. Drinks exclude freezes, tax extra.
Let me get right back to you. Sandra, those banners go out tonight. Can you pack them?
Indeed, No's unexpected growth can stretch your business thin.
On machine 4?
Like at Monica's Print Shop.
To fulfill orders on time, she needs to get started hiring right away.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. And the moment you sponsor a job on Indeed, you get a short list of quality candidates from our resume database. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get a $75 credit for your first sponsored job post. Terms and conditions apply.
If you're going on vacation, making a college campus visit, or if business takes you out of town, there's just no better place to board your dog than Barks and Recreation, 965 Reddick Cove between Bud Davis Cadillac and the Blue Plate Cafe in East Memphis. Boarding, daycare, grooming, we have the best of everything at Barks. Indoor-outdoor kennels so your family member can go in and out as they please. Indoor and outdoor play areas. 4 walks a day. Group play and individual attention from the best staff in the Mid-South, which includes an overnight staff to ensure the safety and comfort of your pet 24 hours a day. All reasons to choose Barks and Recreation above all other boarding and daycare facilities. BarksDaycare.com or 509-0909. Check us out and make your reservations now at BarksDaycare.com. If your dog could speak, he'd say Barks.
Did you know nearly 40% of men under 40 and over 75% of men over the age of 40 experience sexual performance concerns? At the Memphis Men's Clinic, their experienced physician performs a comprehensive evaluation that determines which specific issues may interfere with your sexual performance. These issues can vary and range from anxiety to medical issues, low testosterone, or erectile dysfunction. The Memphis Men's Clinic has evaluated hundreds of men of all ages over the years and reestablished a normal sexual life. The Memphis Men's Clinic will work aggressively to resolve issues and allow you to restore your sexual health and overall well-being. That's the Memphis way. If you're 20 years old or 90 years old, come and get cared for the Memphis way. Treatment that's based on your specific needs after a professional clinical evaluation by their experienced board-certified physician. Call the Memphis Men's Clinic today at 901-443-0475 or visit memphismensclinic.com.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
What I want, you got, and it might be hard to handle. But like a flame that burns a candle, the candle feeds the flame. Yeah, what I got, full stock of thoughts and dreams to scatter.
Yeah.
When you pull them all together, I can't explain. Where were you? Making my dreams come true.
Gonna be a nice day today, weather-wise. A little chilly this morning. High gonna go all the way into the low 70s today, and it's gonna cool off tonight. And again, hey, frost, guys. Hey, cover those plants. Get those plants out there. Get your blanket.
Folks ain't worried about number one plant today.
Well, that's true. It's 420. Cover that plant too.
It can stand the little elements.
Mm-hmm. See, Anthony's saying the interesting thing is you don't strike me as a guy that's ever even messed with marijuana.
What?
You don't even strike me as a guy that's ever even messed with marijuana. You don't even.
No, I'm not a marijuana.
You don't strike me as that kind of a guy. You don't strike me as that kind of a guy.
You're right.
Mm-hmm. I can peg people. I know people. Zach, on the other hand, you're talking about a guy that just gets high on a regular basis.
Oh yeah, high on life, high on the Holy Ghost,
high on Jesus.
Yeah, what's the Christian alternative
Lord.
for 420? Zach, I can't recall from my church going days. If we had an alternative 420,
there's no alternative.
Is that the day? Is that the day of Pentecost? Is it?
I think for a lot of people, yeah. I think that might be it.
Pentecost.
Because when the Holy Ghost.
Oh, come on now. That's a high you don't never want to come down from.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Getting your lungs, getting your heart.
Oh, God.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right.
I think that's as close as it's gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, I'm gonna say this: don't participate in 420 if you gotta be working 5 in the morning the next morning.
Yes,
you gotta be up at 420. So
you're not
pick your battles.
You're not gonna make it, man.
Choose wisely.
Yeah. I think that's probably about right. We'll there's plenty to get to. Now you mentioned you didn't talk about the Miami Heat as a young backcourt or a young front court situation. You got Bam Adebayo, who's one of the best
Precious
out
Achiuwa.
there. Precious Achiuwa, who started last night, looked pretty good. And then Dwayne Dedman, who's part of that.
Dwayne
mix.
Dedman's 30 years old.
What are you talking about? 31.
No, I mean young dudes, man.
He looks like he's about 50. Dwayne Dedman looked like he played in the ABA. But I think Precious Achiuwa and Bam Adebayo, that's not a bad little 1-2 punch.
Yeah,
right there.
Our friend the Booty Snorkeler, he chimed in.
Oh,
mm-hmm.
Good.
He's got a pretty good.
Yeah, he chimed in and he said that the Wizards got good young bigs and Thomas Bryant, Rory Hachimura. Rory Hachimura.
Yeah,
Hachi. Go ahead.
Hachimura.
Hot chips.
Hachimura.
Hachimura.
I like him too.
And then Daniel Gafford.
But see, I don't really count hybrid forwards, like small ball forwards, like because Hachimura's a wing to me. So
yeah, I would say Hachimura is a 3-4 kind of.
I mean, like
more closer to a 3.
Bigs, like true, like you can't do nothing but be a 4 or 5, like you know what I mean, like my bigs, like my mama used to know. Now you're just a big that my mama used to know. Somebody. I'm in a singing mood today, man. It might be that I switched from Monster to Red Bull today. That might be.
Are you sure you didn't celebrate 420?
Hey, allegedly.
Hey, by the way, Johnny
I do
Radio
have glaucoma.
1 o'clock,
Yeah,
just so you know.
yeah,
I don't know.
Johnny
You got to
Radio.
be must listen this morning.
Hey,
this
what's today?
afternoon.
No, I call in tomorrow. I do Johnny's show tomorrow. So yeah.
Well, he's got you on the regular now.
Oh yeah, I do the rotation on the show. I'm the hot item over here.
First is admit it's sports time, and now I'm Johnny Radio. I mean, it's just
I'll be back on sports time. So I don't think they know I'm back available now. My evenings were kind of tied up at one time. Now back up. I'll hit up stats. You know. Bolo, see
Just
what they got
casually.
going. Casually, let them know, hey guys, I'm back if y'all need me. Let's get this back going. But I'll probably use my at-home setup. You need to know somebody got to set up, man.
Yeah.
I use my little at-home setup. Give them a good quality phone call. You know the vibes.
Better news from LaMelo Ball. There could be optimism that
man.
LaMelo Ball could be ready to return in a week. As he was thought to be lost for the season, but he has recovered quicker than expected, and he may jump back and get in the mix for the Hornets, who are a playoff team. So there you go. Congratulations to that. Also, shout out to the random Twitter person who shot a message to Damian Lillard, who said, "Hey Dame, how's your hamstring? I need you guys to win 42 games this year, or I lose my house. Huge fan, even if I'm in the mansion or homeless." And Damian Lillard said, "Say less."
That's so good, man.
Shout out to that guy for reaching out.
Is that say less?
I don't know if the Blazers are going to get to 42. That might be.
Say less.
That's what I was getting ready to ask. Is that say less as in like I'm gonna get the team to 42, or it's like
no? That's say less as in stop. Don't come to me with this nonsense.
Oh, you literally, hey, say less for me, please. Like don't say anything at all.
Penny Hardaway yesterday said that one of his brand new players coming into the mix reminds him of Tyler Hero.
Stop.
We've talked about this before.
What else to talk about? I don't. Because he's
Tyler
talking about
Hero.
this Camden dude, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, John Camden, exactly. He says that John Camden is Tyler Hero with
See, stop.
With,
He's not
with
Tyler Hero
ability.
with nothing. Stop, man. Like, stop. Like, I don't even want to hear that. Penny, stop doing it. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry.
The Heat are concerned, by the way, about Tyler Hero's struggles because we had a
They should have traded him for Harden. They should have traded him for Harden.
I had a guy that tweeted me that was like it said he actually does look like he probably is like a Tyler Hero this year, which is absolutely true. Tyler Hero has been pretty bad for this season, and the Heat are concerned. The reason why he's bad is because of his celebrity status. This is a reporter Ira Winderman who covers the Heat says that he chose to become something outside the game, as is his right. He's got a breakfast cereal, Heroes, Tyler Tuesdays, Chipotle's got a bowl for him, and apparently other players are getting jealous, and the team is concerned about all of this, and that his work ethic and his connection to the other team has become a problem for young Tyler Hero. So you hope that
hey, man.
perhaps John Camden is gonna
once the NBA is gone, Chipotle always be there, fam. I ain't mad at you at all. Live that life, man. Live that superstar life. We gotta stop these ridiculous comps, man. That dude's not Tyler Hero.
It's
gonna be Tyler 0 minutes sitting on the bench.
Well, why is it the Heat? There was Jimmy Butler,
Yeah, Jimmy Butler,
Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. We got to stop with all this stuff.
Adebayo, Emide.
Stop it. Stop. There are
Stop
other
with
teams.
the comps, man. Half the dudes were a young penny. Everybody else is a young penny. And then you got Tyler Hero. And who we got? Flunkin Robinson. Who we got? I'm so sick of the comps, bro. Like, bro, Tyler Hero was a lottery pick. Like, one of the best players in high school basketball.
I mean,
what are we doing, man?
I don't know. It's just there it is. There it is.
Tyler.
When we come back, we'll ask Steven Johnson about this. As a matter of fact, maybe he'll shed some light on the comps, among other things. Hour number 3 on the way here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Get to destinations unknown in your new ride from Gossett Mitsubishi 1870 Covington Pike. Get 43 MPG Highway and 2021 Mitsubishi Mirage. We Gossett at $12,997 or $133 a month, and it's not a lease. You own it. Dream big and drive further in your all-new 2022 Eclipse Cross, $23,373 or $284 a month, and exceed all expectations in your 2022 Outlander, $31,919 or $409 a month. Plus, we build it with a 10-year 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So get to Gossett Mitsubishi today, 1870 Covington Pike, or shop online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 75 months at 2.79%. Mirage MH02807, MSRP 16865. Eclipse NZ03094, MSRP 26325. Outlander NZ05802, MSRP 34935. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 695. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2021. Dealer stock only.
Getaway Sports Bar, the best kept secret in town. Open noon to 1:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Garvin, the owner, created this SEC NFL Dream Bar over 20 years ago. You'll never miss a minute of action. 10 TVs, 5 70-inch TVs for all the big games. Rack them up on 6 pool tables. Coldest beer in town. Grab you a pool stick and get you some good bar grub. 100% Angus burgers, big and moist chicken tenders. Daily happy hour Monday through Friday, 2 to 6 p.m. with long neck domestics, $2.25. Getaway Sports Bar, 4632 Winchester.
There's an institution in East Memphis that I love talking about. It's the Spirit Shop at 4848 Poplar Avenue, right down the street from Clark Tower, and it looks like a log cabin. It's been around Memphis since 1969 with a family-owned, friendly, knowledgeable sales staff that is just a wonderful place to go. I love going in and talking wine or bourbons, and they've got such great selection. So if you've not visited the Spirit Shop in a while, it's been remodeled. You'll love what you see when you need spirits. Tell Eddie Wallo said hello.
I know the sweetest thing in Memphis, and I know it's been around for 115 years. You know, I'm talking about Dinstall's, and it's time to stock up heavy on Cashew Crunch, Heavenly Crunch, Turtlettes, all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. So easy to get. The sweetest thing in Memphis, all you have to do is head to Laurelwood or head to Germantown and Poplar right across from the hospital, or go where they make the candies. That's on Pleasant View. There's nothing that says Memphis better than Cashew Crunch with that little tinge of coconut, or the Turtlettes. Let's face it, there's nothing better than Dinstall's chocolate. That's the mainstay of all candies, isn't it? Milk chocolate, although their dark chocolate is pretty darn good. And if you get the peppermint with the dark chocolate and put it in the freezer, you're going to love it. So many ways to love Dinstall's. Stock up heavy on all of your favorite Dinstall's treats. 115 years of making Memphis oh so sweet.
Veterans face treacherous situations filled with peril while serving our country. Many veterans come home physically injured, suffering from PTSD, have traumatic brain injuries, or other ailments. At an unprecedented time in history, our most vulnerable veterans are isolated at hospitals and their homes. Imagine having to shelter in place forever. Over the past year, Help Heal Veterans has sent nearly 500,000 therapy kits to isolated veterans and active military. Help Heal Veterans, with the support of citizens like you, creates, manufactures, and distributes therapeutic art and crafts projects for our veterans and military, making things better together. Join us in supporting an isolated or sick veteran and help them through this desperate time. To learn more, visit healvets.org. This message is furnished by Help Heal Veterans, a not-for-profit organization that has been helping veterans for 50 years. healvets.org.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis, W253DF Memphis, and WIVG Tunica Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Sports 56 traffic.
We got some more road closures out in DeSoto County. This one's on Wood Lake Drive, between Elm Cove and Cypress Drive, and this will be closed between the hours of 7:30 and 3 p.m. today. That's Woodland Lake between Elm Cove and Cypress Drive. Also, Starland Street at between Sigma Drive and Blythe will be closed as well from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. as well. Still working an accident on Germantown Parkway at Timber Creek. Injury crash on Neely Road at Levi. Also crash on I-40 at the 4240 flyover. The right lane and the right shoulder is blocked. Keep it right here. This is your Sports 56 traffic update.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good. I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
Last every night, something right would invite us to begin the day. Something happened along the way. What used to be happy was sad. Something happened along the way.
Oh,
and
come on now.
Yesterday was all we had.
Oh! This is kind of my favorite Earth, Wind & Fire song.
You said you watched their verses, right?
I didn't watch all of them, but I watched some of them, yeah. Man, I love Earth, Wind & Fire.
They want you to marry him.
Are you 5 years old now? What happened? What happened there? I mean, I love him.
Oh, man.
I can't marry him. I can't marry them all. But
that would be pretty polygamous.
That's polygamy. You're not into that stuff. That's not my bag, man. That's not my bag. It's not my bag, baby. That's not my bag, baby.
Polygamy always sounds good, like as a teenager. Like, man, I wish I could just have all the women. That sounds extremely taxing.
Yeah.
As an adult.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see how that can work.
That's a lot of work. That's a lot of work, man. That's a lot of work.
Man. Like, how you pull that one?
I mean, come on, man. I don't know. You have to ask some of these dudes out in the West.
Hey,
we gotta get Lou Will.
Utah area. There's a few.
Lou Will. Yeah, let's get Lou Will on the show, man. To talk about polygamy.
Well, some of these people are into polyamorous kind of situations where they're just kind of all everyone just open to.
Some folks just nasty. Just say you're
everybody
nasty.
just open for business. Just open for business.
Just say y'all some real freaks, man. You ain't got to be talking about you. Oh, it's polygamy and my two wives.
Just getting, yeah, and getting it. Just getting after it. That's exactly it.
Just be nasty.
God bless them.
Be free.
God bless them. Well,
I wonder what the booty store just takes on polygamy.
Oh, I think you already know. I don't think you need to ask that question. I don't think you need to inquire
enough
too
snorkels
much
in the world.
At that point.
The double snorkel.
Right welcome back as we continue here. Our number 3 presented by our friends at Acura of Memphis. I'm Peter. He's sane. And, of course, we've got our good friend Zach, who's got his mic on even though he's talking on the phone. I don't know why he's doing that, but that's just Zach being Zach right there, and you got to love that. As I mentioned, nice day weather-wise today. A little cloudy, but the temperature's going to be good, and then some rain expected later on this evening, which is going to cool things down and get us into the close to freezing tonight, and frost is a possibility out there. So everybody, get your plants covered, if you know what I'm saying. I think you absolutely do know what I'm saying out there. Have we heard from the Booty Snorkeler yet? Just real quick before we.
Nah, he gave us some happy 420 stuff, but not.
Okay, good. All right.
Yeah, not anything recently.
Let's just.
I'm sitting there trying to signal Zach, like, Zach, mute yourself. He mutes me.
I didn't know.
Classic.
Because sometimes saying
classic.
Like this.
But I was pointing at you, like, mute yourself.
That's classic right there.
He either talk, oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, oh, yeah. Hold on, Steve, I got you.
That's why I had to stop. Because I was like, wait.
Hold on, Steve, I got you, bro.
Then,
you good, man? You good? I got you. Yeah.
We're good.
It's classic Zach. That's just classic Zach right there.
I'm not high, y'all. I promise
hey,
you.
Hey, high on the Holy Ghost.
Hey, that's right. That's high on life.
Oh, yeah. He didn't do it for 20. He did it for everybody. Oh, that should have blessed you on the day, Zach. 20 ain't enough for him. Come on now. He got too much room. When he spread them arms out wide, he made room for everybody. Oh, come on now.
Not a number.
Come on now.
Not a number can hold.
No number can hold him. Come on, Zach. Hey. Oh, that was it, though.
Is Steven there?
Yep, I'm here.
Were you able to bring him on? Were you able to bring him on, Zach, without any that distraction?
Yeah.
Steven, you there?
He's here.
You still want to come on after all this
nonsense?
nonsense?
He was good. I confirmed Zach asked him was he good already. So
I got to double check with Steven real fast. Are you sure you want to come on after this nonsense? I don't know. You may not want to be associated with this nonsense right now.
Yeah, man, it's all good. Let's rock.
What's going on with your brother?
He is Steven Johnson from the Daily Memphian, who has been covering Tiger football, and he's got Tiger basketball now in the mix too, with some changes over the Daily Memphian. So I know he's a busy man. How you holding up, man?
Hey, I'm doing all right, man. It's about to be kind of a quiet period. Memphis just finished up spring practice, so I'm just been enjoying this downtime. Thank y'all so much for having me on.
Oh yeah, brother. Oh yeah. I wasn't able to attend nor watch Friday Night Stripes. What were your impressions of what you saw so far from Tiger football?
Well, honestly, before I just dive into the game, when I was watching Alabama, LSU, some of those teams had spring games. It kind of made me realize, in those spring games, they don't necessarily show a lot. But I think Memphis was really maybe even more conservative than I kind of realized. The defense looked really good. That's kind of been the expectation from the spring. Bring back 9 or 10 starters plus some of the transfers, so they look really good. The running backs ran hard. I think Brandon Thomas, the younger running back, kind of emerged as a guy to watch that maybe could be in that rotation. The quarterbacks, I know everybody wants to know about that. It was I would call it kind of solid, yet unspectacular. Freshman Seth Hennigan arguably had the best day, but like I said, it's not like we saw most of them trying to push the ball down the field, do anything crazy. So I didn't take too much from it, but I think the defense did stand out. I like what I saw from the running back. And the offensive line kind of really settled in that second half of the scrimmage.
What do you see from overall the impact of the new transfer situation, Stephen, on the way that it's going to go down? We already talked about it earlier in the show with regard to Tennessee, who's getting a brand new quarterback from Michigan, but a lot of teams will be getting guys in, having guys leave. How does it affect team building, in particular for Memphis?
Well, I think with football and basketball, Ryan and Penny Hardaway have kind of approached it as free agency, which is, more or less that's really what it is. So they understand that each year they're probably going to lose some kids. I'm not sure if there's going to be as much movement after this year because, you got the extra year from COVID. Now they just approved the one-time waiver. So, sometimes it takes a while for things to settle down. But I think both programs, Memphis football and basketball, are going to be proactive. I think Memphis had maybe the second most transfer commits out of everybody. That was a couple months ago. That might have changed by now. But it presents you the opportunity that, yes, you may lose some guys earlier than you want, but in a sense, you can recreate your team in the whole offseason, especially for basketball. They lost CJ, Boogie, and a couple other guys, but the two guys they brought in, Davion Warren and Earl Timberlake, should fit right in and arguably, could easily replace that production that they lost.
Steve, where are you at on the Lawson situation? How do you think that goes, and how soon do you think we'll possibly could get a decision, yay or nay, from them?
I'm still expecting this week. Source I talked to yesterday that says they still think Memphis looks good for both. I guess their confidence has lessened a little bit. I know Arkansas really isn't in the mix anymore. They said Creighton is coming and becoming a factor in their recruitment. Obviously, Mike Miller's son's going there, and he has a relationship with Jonathan. But I think if Memphis wants both, they have 2 available scholarships right now. It'll be 3 if Musa decides to stay in the draft. I still think Memphis has a really good shot for both of them. I think it's more of a fact, do they want to use those final 2 spots on both, or do you want to say maybe take Chandler and go find another point guard or some type of position in the transfer portal?
How do you think the Musa Cisse situation ends up? Do you think because, I mean, there's more on the table than just go to the NBA or not. I mean, there are other things that could possibly happen. How do you think that Musa Cisse situation plays out in?
Well, I think he's still waiting to get that feedback. I've heard the chances of him getting drafted are kind of slim. You know, somebody might take a flyer on him in the second round because of his potential and athleticism, or it might be something to go to the G League. You know, he was supposed to be a high school senior last year, so he's still pretty young. I've heard people say that even if he comes back to college, he may look for somewhere else, but I think people around the program think if he's coming back, they still feel like there's a good chance he still ends up at Memphis. And if he's back and he's at the 5, then, man, this is a really formidable team, especially if you can bring in one or both of the Lawsons along with him.
The way that this whole thing is going to go down, do you think, were we talking like, with regard to the Lawsons, like soon? We talking about like next day or 2, this week? What are we talking about?
I feel like it'll be this week. I heard last week of the Jack Jones shootout that it would be as early as Tuesday or Wednesday of last week, which is obviously past, or within this week right here. So, obviously spots are filling up. I know Memphis is still looking at other kids besides those 2. I think they really want them. So I would be, I'll say the word surprised. I would be a little surprised if this goes past this week, though.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It feels like they're about to do something soon. Something else interesting that you brought up is that with the whole Lawson situation is that they feel like a package deal, but it does feel like if Penny himself had to choose, he probably would take Chandler because he could come in and do that, that backup power forward and kind of match that same energy that DeAndre Williams had and play that 4-3 and maybe even some 5, give you some defensive versatility, rebounding, energy, things like that. But Jonathan almost feels like overkill if you really think about it, as far as potential log jams or whatever. And it does. Go ahead.
That's definitely fair. And even his Keelan Lawson, his father, kind of touched on it when I talked to him at the Jack Jones shootout. That Chandler has more suitors. Obviously, he's more experienced. He has starting experience for a pretty good Oregon team. So, and like you said, he can play that backup 4, backup 5. They think he's also a 3 as well, too. So I think without a doubt, Chandler would definitely help them out, especially if Musa doesn't come back. I think right now what your front court is a Malco. They're bringing in Big Sam, DeAndre. I still think they need another piece or 2, especially if Musa doesn't come back, where Jonathan, he has so much upside that I could not blame Penny if he wants to bring him in, but they brought in 4 or 5 wings already, so he's a guy I don't think will necessarily play early, but if you could keep him here, get him in the weight room for maybe 2 or 3 seasons, I think he could be a really good player. But I do also think they have other needs that could help them a little bit more next year.
I mean, the thing I wonder, Stephen, is always like a lot of these guys, it's inevitable whenever they transfer, whenever they're signed or whoever, they're this guy. Oh, it's Tyler Hero. Oh, it's Jimmy Butler. Oh, it's this guy, that guy. All these grandiose comparisons. Oh, the Davion Warren kid coming in from Hampton. Earl Timberlake, I don't have any doubt about. But the other guys, how much are they actually going to play? Your Camdens of the world, your Minots of the world. Especially if the Lawsons come. It feels like a lot of these kids are just going to kind of be like, oh man, this guy's going to be really good. I heard all these things about, the David Winjits of the world back in the day, and all these other kids like coming in like, oh man, he's going to be a great shooter, and like, finally, you never saw Connor Glennon was going to be a real find coming out of the Chicago area, and he played like 3 minutes. Like I don't know, do you see these guys actually playing like the Minots of the world, the Camdens?
Minot for sure. I think he's definitely the gem of that class. If he does have that point forward, pass first guard, and look, man, they're going to need somebody besides Alo to run that offense sometime. So if he lives up to that hype, I can definitely see him playing. I think Big Sam is going to have to play just out of necessity until we figure out whether Moose is coming back or not.
Mm-hmm.
Earl and Davion are two interesting. I think Davion's going to be kind of one of those spark plugs you bring out the bench. Guy averaged 20 a game last season, Big South Player of the Year. So I think he's legit. I'm really interested to see Earl Timberlake. He was a guy before I was still on football when he entered the portal. I remember telling my friends who were all Memphis fans, I was like, man, Penny should go get that guy. And I don't know if it was psychic or not, but they grabbed him. So I know definitely he's legit. So I'm not sure how much Camden will play in that first season. They just have their depth on the wing is crazy. So I think Minot, Big Sam, and of course I think both of the transfers will have big roles for sure.
Do you think Penny will play a true point guard, or do you think he'll just kind of throw his best five out there and just let it be kind of playmaker by committee, or how do you think he'll handle his starting situation?
Starting off, I think Alo's going to be the starter just from all their history. I think he's definitely going to give Alo that chance to be that floor general that they need. But he kind of brought it up yesterday. He brought up playmaking with just about almost everybody except Camden and Big Sam. So it was important for him to go find players that, even if they're not necessarily point guards, they can run the offense for a stretch, or they can kind of be that point guard if something happens to Alo or he needs a breath or something like that. So I think Alo will have it. It will be his job, his position starting off. But, if it's not necessarily effective, it seems like they have a couple guys that they can kind of lean on to get more playmaking.
Do you get the sense that, this year is a, not just tournament, but maybe even win a game or two in the tournament or bust for Penny? Is the lack of tournament not only participation but effectiveness, is that becoming a problem?
I would say it probably will become a problem probably after this season. But I think the expectation is for Memphis to get into the tournament and to win, maybe get to the second weekend. With the way they looked last year, how they finished, there were ESPN commentators believing that Memphis could make a run last year. So I think right now, as it stands, depending on if Musa comes back, you have a team that is not the same. It may even be a little bit better. They're experienced now. Memphis is finally a team full of veterans. It's not a bunch of young guys still learning, still promising. It's a team full of juniors, seniors, and guys that have been through battles now. So I think with that experience, and plus they still have a bunch of talent, there's really no excuses to not make the NCAA tournament this year. And I would go so far as I think they should be competing to make it to the second weekend for sure.
Which one of the Tiger football, Tiger basketball, do either or both win the conference this year?
I like Memphis basketball's chances a little bit more just because I think Cincinnati is still going to be a big problem in the football this year. Cincinnati and Central Florida with Gus Malzahn, I think that would be two very tough teams for Memphis to deal with, whereas I think it should be Memphis and Houston at the top of the AAC, and we know how those games went down last year. So I think Memphis basketball has a little bit better chance, but both programs should be contenders this year for sure.
Well, I tell you what, I think you're right. I think there's a lot to like about it. Mm-hmm. And Ryan Silverfield, by the way, coming up on middays here later on. If you want to hear from the head coach of the Tigers, feel free to listen in and check that out. Steven, thanks so much, man. Appreciate your time as always. And I know you're going to be busy, man. So what is the plan? You're just going to kind of double team this thing for a little while, or what's the plan?
I'm going to double team it until we eventually start moving to, I guess, find a replacement. I don't think we really started that process yet. But, the good thing is things are mostly going to quiet down probably after the Lawson decision on both fronts. So it's not too crazy. I know Evan at the CA, I felt for him during the season. So it's not as bad. But, I'm glad for the opportunity to cover some Memphis basketball while I can.
There you go. But you'll stick with the football thing for this upcoming season, though. That's the idea. Is that right?
Let's just say maybe. Let's just say.
All right, we'll see. We'll see. How about that? We'll see. I hope it all works out well. I know it will. We've been enjoying your stuff Check out Steven's writing at the Daily Memphian. Got a good piece on the class coming in from the Tigers, and obviously there'll be more this week too. At Steven, that's Steven, by the way. Don't get fooled. No PH here.
No.
Steven.
I'm not Stephen. I'm Steven.
That's Steven with a V. Steven M. Johnson _ on Twitter. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
I appreciate y'all, man.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yes, Steven Johnson joining us here. When we come back, we'll assess what he had to say about that. Also get a little bit back into the heartbreaker from last night as we continue here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
Same great shows.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Middays. What's up? It's Sports 56 Happy Hour.
A new spot on the FM dial. Check out Sports 56 on our new FM home at 98.5.
Grind City Brewing Company is taking care of beerness in Memphis. Grind City Brewing is the dream of a father and son duo to create a brand that delivers a high quality, great tasting, and easy drinking craft beer. And they've done it. The brewery sits high above the city elevation in uptown Memphis with 15,000 square feet of beerness, including a 5,000 square foot tap room. Grind City Brewing is committed to all things Memphis, including the Tigers. They have created a malt liquor called Tiger Tail that is the official craft beer of the University of Memphis. Tiger Tail comes in 16-ounce six-packs and is not your typical malt liquor. Tiger Tail is crafted with a bold and smooth flavor, has 7.5% alcohol, and its clean finish makes it incredibly easy drinking. Tiger Tail and Grind City Brewing, taking care of beerness in Memphis.
This is a job alert. If you're looking for work, this will interest you, whether you're looking for full-time, part-time, or even something temporary if you've been recently furloughed. Text 107-JOB to 49330. That's 107-JOB to 49330. Office work available now in a clean office environment with all COVID precautions taken. Text 107-JOB to 49330 and someone will be in touch about these job opportunities available now. Text 107-JOB to 49330.
You ready for a new ride? We Gossett at Gossett Kia Covington Pike, and Bobby J is the man to put you in a new Kia today. It's less than $5 a day. 2021 Kia Forte, $129 a month lease, $31.99 due at signing. Find your soulmate with 2021 Kia Soul, $159 a month lease, $3,099 due at signing. And 2021 Kia K5, built in America, $184 a month lease, $3,099 due at signing. All 36-month leases. Plus, peace of mind you can trust with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. That's Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike. Shop 24/7 at KiaCovingtonPike.com. Ask for Bobby J. He'll put you in a new Kia today.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
36-month leases, 0 security deposit, $650 acquisition fee, Forte, ME344, $837, MSRP $20,655. Sold M777, $2135, MSRP $21,130. K5, MG 005560, MSRP $25,725. 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, includes all manufacturer rebates and incentives, PF $695. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2021. Dealer stock only.
Do you know one of the best things you can do for your employees or family's health? Provide Arctic Clear bottled water. Arctic Clear bottled water is your locally owned and operated bottled water provider. Arctic Clear is 100% natural spring water with free delivery and setup, dependable service, and no long-term contracts. What an easy choice. Call Jeff Manus today, 901-382-2363, or visit arctic-clear.com. Arctic Clear bottled water. Call now, 382-2363. That's 382-2363.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane. This hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Here once again are Pete and Sane.
Tonight it's very clear as we're both lying here. There's so many things I want to say. I will always love you.
Oh, come on now.
I would never leave you alone.
This is all 80s right here, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I just
Soft rock, Karate Kid, you name it, it's all there. It's all there. Woo! Hour number 3 continues here. Acura of Memphis. Appreciate them. Always helping us out and taking things to the next level as they've done for years right here in the
I love this
area. They are terrific. It's a great song. It really is.
So it's accurate.
Do we think that the Jaren Jackson Jr. is playing tomorrow?
Yes.
I guess we'll find out later on in the injury report, which should come out this afternoon. Will he be moved from doubtful to questionable to theoretical to?
Is it going to be saying he's good?
Categorical.
Is it going to say that he's probable or questionable or something like that?
He will never be probable. No one has ever been probable
in the history of
in the Grizzlies' history of late. Yes, no one has ever been probable. But I think he'll move to questionable.
So you're saying there won't be just he's not on the report?
No.
It'll be
he will be on the report.
Upgrade to questionable.
Yeah, he'll be questionable. I think he'll be questionable, and I think Jonas will be. I think like 5 dudes will be questionable. They'll just be questions.
I think Jonas might be out for a while, man.
Well, it depends. I mean, that's concussion protocol for you. You know, you have to finish. You have to pass the protocol. You have to pass the stipulations to get back into the mix. So if you can't pass, then he won't be in. Jonas got a pretty hard head though.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, he's a pretty big dude, pretty hard-headed guy. I think he'll be in the mix. The Grizzlies. The thing I will say about them, they having lost last night, it was a really devastating loss. Very difficult, heartbreaking, etc. But they've had 2 more of those in the last week or so, and they've bounced back. Like, I give them credit as a young team. You might think that they would be really dispirited by that and disappointed and all that, and they just really don't seem to be fazed by it too much. I don't, they're struggling to finish games, and they've got their own issues, whatever. But like, you would have thought that they would have really been like devastated by it. It just hasn't happened. They just really haven't been.
No,
just hadn't really fazed them. Like I'm impressed at their ability to kind of bounce back from stuff like that.
You got to credit Taylor Jenkins for that. I worry about his coaching style, his rotations, and the depth that he tries to play with or whatever. But you have to credit him for getting his team mentally prepared to go from game to game and to leave the last loss behind. Because it kind of makes you to the point where you never know what you're going to get from the Grizzlies. Because games you think that they'll be all year, they're going to get smoked, or no JV, Denver's going to kill us. You go double overtime in the game you should have won. With the Denver team that, on paper probably was better. But, yeah. What about Michael Porter Jr. yesterday, too? Big shot at the big shot.
What about Maga? I mean,
it's like every time we get to the point where it seems like we're about to just blow the game away, here comes Michael Porter Jr. knocking down.
I mean, he's the guy. The guy's a scorer, man. I mean, he's a pure shooter. He only had 21 points, but they were all big. He was the leader in plus minus, which definitely is something.
Oh yeah, I know Ja was looking at.
It was interesting though. Like the plus minus is pretty fascinating. I know Ja looks at it, right? And it's pretty interesting to think about though. So Nikola Jokic, 47 points, 15 rebounds, 8 assists. He plays 45 of the 58 total minutes, and he's a +3, which is to say that in his 45 minutes. The Nuggets outscored the Grizzlies by 3 points.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Porter Jr. played 43 of the 58 minutes. You would think that he played the majority of those minutes with Jokic, right?
Yeah.
And yet he's a +17. So somehow in the 2 minutes that Jokic played without Porter, and I assume there's more, but at least in terms of just the pure number, the Grizzlies outscored them by 14 points. Plus minus is weird.
It's really weird.
That's really weird.
Zach, do you have a video of Ja's post game? We haven't mentioned that at all.
No, I
the Peruvian question.
Oh yeah. I was
our man Fernando from Peru.
I was waiting for you guys to say something about this, but I do have it.
Listen, I'm not gonna. I can't dunk on a reporter from Peru who's trying to come in here. Come on, it's just.
It's a classic job, man.
Why has Ja got to dunk on this guy?
Hey, that's what
you got. You got that ready?
It's Leonardo Torres from Peru. Hope you're well. Yeah, what are your thoughts on Facundo Campazzo's defense on you?
Who?
I think I had 36 points.
Just I think I had 36 points.
I'm gonna let you answer that question. I feel like I played well today. 13 for 24 from the field, 12 assists, 36 points.
It's like a good game to
plus
me.
9.
Plus 9. There you
Plus
go.
9.
See, I'm gonna let you answer that question, man.
Thanks, y'all.
That was trash. That was trash. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you, John. That was trash. There's something that I hope John grows out of, but that was a trash response.
I mean, man, come on. Like, this dude's from Peru, right? He's calling in from Peru. The man, the English is not his first language.
Right. He's just trying to.
He called Ja Joe.
Guy,
it's not like he said Joe. Hey, Joe. I mean, like, he's clearly just, he's nervous. He's got, what do you do make up the Facundo Campazzo? And it's just like.
Ja just teed the man up.
Just you couldn't even just give him like a, hey man, I think I played pretty well. He's a good player, et cetera. Couldn't give him just nothing. Couldn't give him he's a good player or just a little quote for his Peruvian story. Nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, the people in Peru are out there, wanting to know more about what's going on. Just looking for any kind of a thing. Like, he's a good player. I enjoy playing against him. I had a good night tonight, but he's a good player. Something like that. Instead, he's like, just got to dunk on this guy. And then everybody, I honestly hate the pile up on Twitter because here's the thing. Like, everyone's like, I'm looking for that tweet. Ah, ha, ha, Ja got him. Hey, that's you next time. That's you. Look out for your fellow people.
Right.
Look out for your fellow journalists. Don't encourage getting dunked on when that's a reasonable question for a guy from Peru who's writing it.
Look out for your compadres, man. Don't disrespect
and Nate Duncan got dunked
brother.
on by Rick Carlisle one time, and I wasn't out there like piling on that.
Yeah, I know that.
I mean, come on, man. If you ask that's a reasonable question to ask because he's doing a story on Facundo Campazzo because he's Peruvian. Okay, great. Like, just say, look, whatever. Like, that's don't. It's not like, hey, David Aldridge from The Athletic.
Right.
What do you think about Facundo Campazzo's defense on you tonight,
Yeah,
John?
it's like
that's not. Come on,
he's just at the point where he's not mature enough where he would realize, okay, this guy sounds like he may possibly be from where Campazzo's from. Let me just play into the whatever. I mean, it's not like if I asked him. Yeah, John, your boy had you locked down. You know what I mean? So
looks like Campazzo had you in a casket tonight. What do you think about that? Come on, man, get out of here.
He has you in the Campazzo compartment. What happened?
Dude, that's right.
Like, it's different. Like, but he didn't.
I hate that stuff, man.
But here's the thing:
you don't have to dunk on a guy. Like
if this was always Ja, I would be down for it. But it's the back and forth, inconsistent.
Mm-hmm.
Today I care about numbers. Today I don't. Like, but he'll grow out of it though. But in the meantime, it's quite entertaining. I'll give him that. But that was a trash response.
Man, it is entertaining, but like, come on, man, just don't.
He'll grow out of it, man. He'll grow out of it.
I mean,
one year you were a freshman at Murray State. Some guy found you, on the way to go get some nachos, and and a couple years later, you're NBA Rookie of the Year. And
I get it, man, but by this point now, he's done hundreds of interviews at this stage. Like, I mean, you gotta.
It's the emotions of it, though, Peter. It's different.
Not a good look.
It's different when you get interviewed for talking about how good you are, but in the heat of a moment after a tough loss. You talked about that earlier, man. You got basketball IQ, and you got end of game, win the game basketball IQ.
I mean, I will say that sometimes, some reporters got to have reporter IQ as well. You got to figure out when the right time to ask certain questions is and when it isn't. And that's more difficult now because there's not as many opportunities to talk to guys. But after a game is not necessarily the best time to talk about certain things, or after a tough loss is maybe not the best time to talk about opponents, or you have to know certain guys will. Mike Conley, for example, you could ask him about anything, and you don't even have to ask him a question, and he'll like finish your question for you and give you a really perfect, detailed answer. That's Mike Conley.
Mm-hmm.
Zach Randolph, no. Zach's not really necessarily going to even want to talk to you, and if he does, he's going to give you a real short little answer unless you phrase it in a certain type of way. Marc Gasol, don't ever ask him about anything that he thought or felt or anything like that because he's never going to tell you that. He won't tell you how he feels. That's not relevant. If you ask him about how an opponent, no, he's not going to tell you about any of that stuff. He's only going to strictly speak to facts that he can specifically speak to. That's the only thing that he wants to talk about. Tony Allen, again, if you want to come at Tony Allen with a certain type of way, he's going to come right back at you. You got to learn. You got to have your scouting report of players.
Right.
Ja Morant the same way. If Ja Morant, you ask him a specific basketball question, he'll give you a really good basketball answer. But if you give him a little murky kind of thing,
like you
or
coming at him, he gonna get you.
If he takes it as like as a slight, even a little bit aggressive or a slight, and he's going to fire back, and just kind of how it is. You have to, as a reporter, you got to do your scouting report on your targets.
I'm not surprised that my Peruvian brother wasn't aware of how Jock is done.
I know. That's the other thing, man. When you got a guy that's clearly not part of the normal crew.
Yeah, Josh should have been like,
just give him a little break, give him a little. I don't know, man. Give him a little grace. Like, say, look, man. I know
shout out to my fans in Peru. That's all Jock did. First of all, shout out to my fans in Peru. My boy Campazzo. Special. Remember, Jai used to say that everybody
special. Yeah, just give him a little love. Give the Peruvian fans a little bit of love. The South American fans. Capazzo, I think he's Argentinian, not Peruvian. But either way, like just give him a little South American love, and that's
because I had the whole nation of Brazil against me during the Olympics, and it's not a good
feeling.
It's not a good feeling
exactly.
at all.
You kind
of remember that?
What did you do?
It was the Olympics, and it was opening night, and how they show all like the history of Brazil.
Yeah.
And I was like, I guess I'm just silly, but I thought Brazil was only known for like fine ass porn stars. And, like the whole country came after me.
I remember now.
The whole country came after me. The entire nation.
That'll do it. That'll do it right. That'll do it right there.
Yeah.
What else do you know Brazil for? I mean, what are we talking about?
Carnival, man.
Huh?
Carnival.
Don't ask me. I know Brazil for lots of things, but that's,
I almost said one of them name. I can't remember none of them off top. So. They normally remain nameless. Anyway.
The Bunda.
Yeah. It's just like Brazilian made, whatever.
Let's just go. We'll go glide right past that. Going to just glide through the next topic of conversation. Happy birthday to Steve Spurrier today. Now you want to talk about one of the all-time haters, Steve Spurrier, one of the all-time classic haters of. Absolutely king of the haters. No one does it better.
Mm-hmm.
And as a Tennessee fan, just absolutely I hated him. Just hated him. Because Citrus Bowl. You can't spell citrus without UT. Always, just dogging out everybody. There's a Spencer Hall has been circulating a quote this morning. One of his all-time best, when he was told that 20 books had burned in a fire at an Auburn library. He said the real tragedy was that 15 of them hadn't been colored yet. It's fantastic. I love Steve Spurrier. Terrible NFL coach, kind of quit on his South Carolina team at the end there. A lot of issues with him, but in terms of just being a bleep disturber and a guy that's willing to just shake it up, one of the all-time greats. One of the all-time greats. Just being annoying, get under your skin, just bother, hold grudges, run the score up on people, all that stuff, man. And that's what makes that makes sports interesting. Like I don't want to just be same boring, just do this, do that. Yeah. You got to give me. That's why Dylan Brooks, man. Why do you think Dylan Brooks is becoming?
Stuff, man. Yeah.
Just say some stuff, man. Get out there. Just be weird and have an ego and wear sunglasses when you don't need to and make these great. That was Spurrier, man.
For sure. What is he doing now?
He's a Florida AD or in the athletic department kind of thing.
Okay.
Just living his best life.
Why not?
Doing his thing. Yep, exactly right. Have you noticed how much better the college football world? Yeah, it's better financially and all that stuff, man. But it's just not as much fun. I like it when guys get after guys. I like it when people go crazy. I like it when you got a little. That's why I appreciate like Penny Hardaway. He's willing to put it out there, and sometimes he's gonna be wrong, and sometimes he's gonna have those words come back against you, whatever. But I'd rather have somebody with some personality. Too many of these guys nowadays just don't want to say anything at all.
That's facts.
You're not Nick Saban. You know, Nick Saban can get away with that because he's Nick Saban. You're not Nick Saban. You don't need to come out here and why do we love our dude from Arkansas? Because he comes out there and he's going, and this guy's getting all good. Yeah, you got a little personality, man. Get some personality.
Bring me my money. That brother. All that.
Better bring me my money.
Yes, sir.
Exactly, man. Come on. We need a little pop. Give him a little pop, man. Have some fun out here. Quit being these little robot coaches. That's ridiculous, man. Come on. Stop all that stuff. All right, when we come back, we're going to wrap things up here on a very busy Tuesday edition. You can jump in at 70236 on the First Bank text line, 360-8255 on the First Bank phone lines here. And a reminder, coming up next on middays, Ryan Silverfield's going to join the boys. So if you want to listen to what's going on with the Tiger football team, who better than Ryan Silverfield to find out? We'll do that. We continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 98.5, 96.1.
You have opinions.
Like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad.
We want to hear them. Call the First Bank phone line at 360-8255 or text us on the First Bank text line at 70236.
Jeff Allen, my man, what's happening over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
All I can say, Randy, it's the right time to buy your new Kia at Gossett Kia South on Mount Moriah. I've got a 2021 Kia Forte, 41 MPG, or $129 a month lease, just $31.99 due at signing. And a 2021 Kia Soul, $159 per month lease, $30.99 due at signing.
And I see you got 2021 Kia K5 built in America, $184 a month lease, $30.99 due at signing. They're all 36-month leases.
Plus our industry-leading 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty program. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, and let's not forget Senatobia, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month leases, zero security deposit, $650 acquisition fee, Forte, ME344, $837, MSRP $20,655. Sold M777, $2135, MSRP $21,130. K5, MG 005560, MSRP $25,725. 10,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, includes all manufacturer rebates and incentives, PF $695. Excludes tax, title, and license with approved credit. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 4/30/2021. Dealer stock only.
Memphis Public Golf is back and thriving. And this year, the City Links have put junior golf and championships front and center. If you're a mom or dad, City Golf will have golf camps for juniors all summer at the Links at Whitehaven. Starting in June through the middle of July, your youngster can learn everything about the game from the pros. And if your game is ready, the Public Links have more tournaments this year than ever before. There will be championships at Galloway, Audubon, Fox Meadows, and Pine Hill. The Pub Links, the Hillman Robbins, the Ladies Amateur Championships, and a whole lot more are just getting set to begin. And if you haven't played a city course in a while, you will love what you will see. All of them are now getting into top-notch shape. The greens roll true at all 6 courses, and wait till you see the new Overton Park 9 after its $2 million renovation. City Golf in Memphis, a sporting tradition for over 100 years.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Welcome back to Sports 56 Mornings with Peter Edmiston.
Yes, I will be good, I promise.
Co-hosting Sports 56 Mornings is Anthony Sane.
That's great, man.
This hour is brought to you by Acura of Memphis. Now, back to Peter and Anthony.
You must have known that I had feelings deep enough to swim in. That's when you opened up your heart and you told me to come in. Oh, my love.
Luther! Today would be Luther's birthday, you know. Today would have been Luther's birthday.
Zach, were you aware of that?
I was aware of it this morning.
I was trying to find my Brazil tweet, man. I must have deleted that joint. Because people was on my head. I mean, I'm talking about a whole nation was on me, bro. That joint do not exist or nothing.
At first, I
mean, it's probably good. Probably a good idea.
Retweet that joint.
At first, I thought you was talking about the virus when the Olympics was going on.
What virus? COVID?
No, the Zika virus.
No, I was talking about like why are we acting like Brazil is known for anything other than.
Yeah, then you said that, and it was like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that.
Yeah, I'm talking about they came for me, bro.
Yeah, but they were right. I mean, it's a terrible tweet.
What else you know Brazil for?
I mean, number one is soccer.
You ain't grow up the way I grew up with Brazil, Peter. So don't judge me.
You asked me the question. I'm then telling you the answer.
They're known
you grew
for
up in a situation where you had limited information about Brazil. That doesn't mean you need to tweet that out there.
So what did you?
I got limited information about lots of things.
I said I'm realizing that. I mean, it's silly of me to think this is all they were known for. Like I was learning as I was watching this.
You always say it like that, but your first tweet was not in that vein at all. Like, oh, I was just learning. This is a learning process. When your first tweet's like, that's stupid to even think anyone would know anything about Brazil other than this. That was not your attitude at all.
Why didn't it show like a Brazilian woman parade? Like, why didn't it show that?
Not your attitude at all, man. I had a friend of mine that lived down there in the Copacabana for a while. And,
did you go down there?
No, I did not. I could not. It's a bit of a pricey trip. I can't just pop down to see my buddy.
If you broke, just say you broke, man. You broke, just say you broke.
Yeah, I mean I'm broke. I'm too broke to just fly down to Brazil for a weekend. I can tell you that. Ain't gonna happen. So if that means I'm broke, then guess what?
Hey,
I'm as broke as it gets. He said it was something else though. He did get a little face full of Carnival and
what?
Got him.
You never witnessed a Brazilian parade?
Also, oh yeah, of course. But I mean, also there's some attempted kidnappings and stuff. So
yeah, you gotta watch out. Stand clear.
Yeah, that's
keep an eye out for that.
Idea.
The Uber situation is a little questionable there as far as whether or not you're going to get kidnapped where you expect to.
What wasn't there a incident happened with one of the U.S. swimmers as well? Ryan Lochte?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that was yeah. Well, I think they kind of. Yeah, that was them, I believe. Tore up a bathroom or something like that, and I think they were. Yeah, I think they were. That was on them. I'm pretty sure. But yes, there been plenty of bad situations. Just be careful when you're. And heads up, if anybody's going to Brazil, just head on a swivel. That's all I can tell you. Right about that. Interesting to note that the Vanessa Bryant, Kobe Bryant's widow. Electing not to have an extension with Nike.
Yeah,
Kobe Bryant's 5-year post-retirement endorsement deal expired this month. Vanessa Bryant and the Kobe Bryant estate did not renew the partnership. Said that they were frustrated with Nike limiting the availability of Kobe products. They were also frustrated that the lack of Kobe product available in kids' sizes. They also felt like that Nike did not present an extension that was acceptable to them with regard to lifetime structures that Michael Jordan and LeBron James both have. So they're not going to have any future Nike Kobe stuff. And then, in fact, they're going to probably enter into negotiations with other brands to form a new partnership. So,
how do you drop that ball, Nike? Like, how do you not do everything you have to do to make that family happy?
That seems crazy to me. Like, what this seems very.
That just seems so crazy, man. Like, what?
Like, do they not have money? Should we be concerned about Nike's money situation? Like, do they?
I don't know.
How could you not?
They like to drive up
Kobe's
supply and demand or whatever. But if the Bryant family says, "Hey, release these shoes and make them for kids," and that should be an easy say less. I mean, there's one thing that I've been waiting for the Air Max Penny 1 to come back out again, the Orlando color. I can deal with that, but do right by Kobe, man.
It's just weird. Like I think, and like he's got the whole Mamba brand and the whole thing, and Like, I mean, that just seems like a natural fit.
I
Like,
can
you
understand
know,
if it's a situation where the family felt like, okay, you guys are making too much money off of Kobe. Like, you guys are putting him out there too much. Like, slow down. I can see it being that type of situation, but the family should never tell Nike, hey, you're not putting enough. People can't get enough Kobe stuff. That should never come out of their mouth.
Well, it's just weird. It's so weird to me. Like, I don't know. It's crazy to me that you would get to that point. It's crazy to me that you're right. Like, it would be limited. And then on top of that, like, you know, the like lack of availability of like kids gear and stuff. Like, what? I mean, come on, what are you doing? Like, this dude is one of the most iconic guys out there, and
that's
it's
one
just
thing. But this shouldn't be happening. Like, that's a total ball drop.
Yeah,
it's really shocking.
And if Nike decides they want to do a 180, they gonna have to drop a mean bag.
But they walked away. The Bryant family was like,
the
"No, we
Bryant
don't."
family walked away. Yeah,
man, that's crazy.
The family walked away.
I would bet. You know, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on, but it almost seems as though like
I'd like to hear Nike's side of it to see.
It almost seems to me that, like, you know, they assumed that it was going to be like that he was just going to stick with Nike. Like, it's like, why would he go anywhere else? That kind of thing. And like, that just didn't happen. Like, that's a very weird situation. Like, why would you not do that? I don't get that. I think they just assumed. Maybe they just kind of thought like, oh, there's no way he's going to go anywhere else. There's no way.
Right.
They don't really have any other option. Like, we're going to do. And it, I can't wait for, you know, Keds to get in the mix.
Maybe Adidas will bring the toaster joints back out. You know, those big silver joints like a toaster.
Mm-hmm. I think maybe it's time for Converse to up its game again.
Yeah, Nike. That's kind of odd. I don't even want to talk about it. That family should never feel.
British Knights, BKs. Let's get those back in the mix.
British Kobe's.
Brevin Knight.
Exactly.
I said Brevin Knights. Why did Brevin Knight wear BK? I would have had.
I hope so. I mean, I hope so. Of course, Ruse. What about Ruse? How what do they do? What are they doing these days?
I remember growing up as a kid and thinking British Knights were the bomb. Like, that was the rich people's shoe. But you bought them at Payless, and I was like almost an adult before I realized, oh, BKs were Bobos like the whole time. Like, I never really put those two together.
As a kid, you're not thinking about that, man. I mean, you know, that means, you know, your family did a good job. Like, everybody just kind of. Right. You're not supposed to worry about all that stuff when you're a kid, you know.
But I always thought it was like the bomb shoes. Like, man, these are like.
I thought so too. I had BKs. I had BK like shorts and like the like
I was a Ruse guy with the putting that money in your tongue. Hey, wait! I couldn't wait till it was time to pull some money out of school. Hold on, y'all broke. Yeah, broke some guns. You. Man, I couldn't wait to pull that change out that tongue.
That's crazy. I just can't. I'm really surprised that whole thing has.
Yeah, that's bad. Like, that's not good at all.
Yeah, that's not good at all. Mike Tomlin gets an extension for the Pittsburgh Steelers through the year 2024. Understandably, Mike Tomlin's only 49 years old. He feels like he's about 70. I don't know. He feels like he's been around forever.
I feel like I remember you hating on Mike Tomlin too, like saying the Steelers need to get rid of him or something. Don't you remember that, Zach?
Yeah, I do.
Man, he was tweaking on that, man. you anti what's his name too, bro? We got this Nate McMillan conversation is gonna come back up too, because you was it's time for the Pacers to do something else, man. He's fine. It's time to move on. You know? Pacers trash without Nate McMillan. Nate McMillan took over the Hawks. Look at him, 4th in the East. Pacers trash without Nate McMillan. So I told you he's a good coach, man. You Nate Duncan type. Just try to destroy that man's career.
I told you Nate McMillan is Black Mike Fratello. That's what he is. That's fine.
That's fine too.
Mike Fratello was outstanding regular season coach.
Nate
McMillan's an outstanding regular season coach.
Man, get out of here, man.
Mike Tomlin's an outstanding regular season coach.
You just knowing the Pacers need to just move on. No, just get some new blood in here.
And they did. And they move on.
With more talent. Stop. When he make the playoffs.
What are you talking about?
Team Nate McMillan over here, man. You know it.
Ridiculous.
You know the vibes.
Yeah, that's right. You team first-round playoff.
That's all right. Better to do that and not make the playoffs with more talent.
Love it.
Middle of the pack.
Love it. That's great. Hey, that's awesome. Hope you enjoy that. That's going to be great for you. Get out of here. Unbelievable. Ridiculous.
What is Taylor Jenkins one? Breaking up fights in the playoffs. That's all he ever done.
By the way, speaking of shoes, by the way, the Zion 1 is released coming up.
They're coming honey
this
gold,
weekend.
seasoned, lemon pepper.
Honey hot.
Honey hot jerk.
Teriyaki.
That would be kind of that'd be kind of fun if he just leaned into that.
The wing flavor colors.
Yeah, lemon pepper. Like, let me get this
gumbo, jambalaya.
Hey, you might as well lean into it.
Yeah, go ahead. And come
we gotta get out of here. Coming up next, it is middays, and middays they're gonna have Ryan Silverfield on the program among many other things. You're gonna stick around for that. Everybody, have yourself a great Tuesday.